and the Ad Council.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Time to get in the zone. The Onside Zone.
Cool. And look, man, I don't care if you're my wife. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to say it. You know what I mean?
The Onside Zone.
He's a liar. And there's nothing new about that. He's full of crap. If you're believing that, I got a bridge in the Keys. It's the one on the right side. Just want you to know, when you're going south, you'll see the smaller bridge on the right. I've got that one for sale if you're interested.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
That's the one boy band that I will say, dude, I'll stand up for Boys to Men every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Love those guys. I'm sorry, I gotta be honest with you. I'm just, that's not who I am. You guys know it. I do the show and I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I tell you the way things are. That's just the way I am.
You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. The Onside Zone with a big O.
All right. All right. We are ready to rock. Good afternoon, boys and girls. Depending on where you're at, because if you're out west, might be a little earlier for you. We appreciate you all tuning in, locking in on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, smash that subscription, that like button, subscribe, baby. We need it. I can see the folks already logging on to YouTube. Welcome aboard. You can find us on Twitch at Onside Radio. You can get in on the phone lines at 888-441-4623. The text line is 844-416-8123. Got a bunch of guests for you today, as always. Got a bunch of topics I also want to talk about today. Now, listen, let's get the ugliness out of the way already. We talked a little bit about it yesterday when it broke. Myers Leonard and his disgusting comment. And listen, let me tell you something. And I talked a little bit about this yesterday. I hate when you treat me like I'm stupid. Okay? I just hate it. Don't treat me like I'm stupid. Whether you're, Governor Cuomo and say, "Oh, I now understand how I made people feel." Dude, you're grabbing women. You're asking them, "Would you go out with an old man?" Like you didn't know? What, am I stupid now that you now realized it? You knew what you are, right? Bill Clinton, I did not sleep with that woman. I did not inhale when I smoked. Am I stupid or something here? Right? I mean, this goes on in life all the time. And then when people try to explain their mistakes, or it's not even their mistakes, it's their nature, okay? Because it's not a mistake, it's your nature. And so when you try to explain it, there's no explanation needed. I heard Trump, what he told Billy Bush on how he grabs him by the pee. You know what I'm saying? There's no explanation needed, bro. I know what you are. You know what I mean? And so when you tell me that, the N-word, I never used it, that was by accident. No, dude. Whether you're that Shatner guy from the pizza place, you're a racist, bro. It's what it is. And yesterday, we found out about something that Myers Leonard did on, I believe now it's Monday night, actually, is when this happened. And it kind of went under the radar on Tuesday until late Tuesday, and then it finally came out. And so the best part of this lie is that you're telling me that you had no idea what the word meant. Well, when you don't know what a word means, you don't use it because you don't know it. Now, here's the strange thing about this word, and I didn't realize this, okay? Be honest now, Tito. Did you know that word?
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
Yeah.
My wife did not know the word.
Yeah, I had heard it before, and
But my wife's been on the planet for a little longer than you. You know what I'm
right. No,
saying?
I get it. I understand.
And I was like, wow,
I mean,
you
but
didn't.
here's the thing to that, though. Like, she didn't hear it for a good reason, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Right. Like,
Yes.
yeah. Like,
Great point.
Yeah. You know, like
Great
it kind of explains itself the reason she didn't hear it
Yeah.
because of the meaning it carries.
But it's when we talk about slurs, right? Everybody knows the F slur for someone that's gay. Everybody knows the N slur for someone that's black. We all know there are certain slurs that everybody knows. I did not realize that a lot of people don't know the K word. You know, we're not going to play it. I know Toast did in the morning. I was fine with it to play it one time. In a way, I thought it was educational because, and I kind of picked on my wife yesterday too because she goes, no, I had no idea. I've never heard of the word. I never knew about it. And I go, seriously? Like I looked at her like, how the hell do you not know that word? How do you? She goes, I've never heard it. I don't know. And I go, you got to be one of the only teachers in your building that don't. So she went and called two of her teacher friends right away on the speakerphone. Both did not know the K word. So all three of them had no idea about the K word. They had no idea. So there's actually a slew of people that we do have to educate about this and the disgust and how insulting that word is on every level. And it's weird because I would figure every adult would know what that K word is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's gross. It's disgusting. I knew the K word. I know not to ever use it. I would never use it because just like I don't use the N word or any of those other words because it's not here. So if it's not here, it doesn't come out through here. Remember that, okay? If it's not here, won't come out through here. Ever. Ever. Just won't happen. Because if it's not you, that's it. And so to me, when he tells me that he doesn't know the word, but yet he's using it, and he paused to kind of, cock the gun, load, make sure, aim, bam, fire. I mean, he filtered through his mind to find a word, right? Wait, on the dictionary, went through all. Oh, there we go. There was a word. Boom. And so he goes in, and then he tops it off with the B word to the woman. So when you're going to call a woman, I mean, I can say bitch. If you're going to call a woman a bitch, then that's another layer to all of this. So it shows how insensitive you are on all levels, okay? To a racist level or bias level or an anti-Semitic level, and then just flat out insulting, calling another woman a bitch. I mean, and then you tell me, I don't know what the word is. That's where I have a problem with it. Because if you don't know what the word is, you're not going to use it.
Right.
That's just the way it is, dude.
I kind of want to follow up with what you're saying, though, because yesterday was kind of weird for me because I'm not Jewish, but I felt terrible about the entire situation, which is natural because that word and the just the absolute disgusting nature of that word is it killed me to my core, right? And I'm not the one personally offended, but like there is an entire group of people that he is attacking with that word, and
including his boss.
And what bothers me more than anything is that we have the app Twitter, where that news kind of circulated, and we are so far up our asses on that app that there are people trying to both sides of the argument.
Oh yeah,
that.
no, but yeah.
And and look, man, like I get it. Like there's morons in every facet of life.
My brother, if they're anti-Semitic, they're gonna lean that side. So,
right? Yeah, I get it. I understand that, but like what I cannot fathom.
You saw what happened in the White House, right? You saw what happened in the Capitol.
And I get it, and I understand that, but we're in the year 2021, and we have people defending an anti-Semitic slur.
I know.
And I can't fathom it.
Well, because we have a group of people that have hate in their heart, and whatever hate that you happen to spew, you're going to have a certain group that's going to be fans of that hate. They're going to hate Hispanics. They're going to hate Asians. They're going to. Dude, people are beating up Asians on the street for no reason.
I know.
And blaming them for COVID, like they have nothing to do with it. Like, do you realize we're all a country of immigrants? That we all come from some other country? That's why we all look different. It's a beautiful thing. That's why we have multi-cultures. It's freaking awesome when you can go to a big city and there's a Chinatown, you know what I mean? There's a little Italy and, things like that. And you can culturally experience things, which is really, really cool. That's the way you're supposed to look at it. You're not supposed to look at it like it's a negative, because that's kind of the strength of our country. But yet, it's just people don't want to embrace what we really are as Americans. You know what I mean? But there's groups of people that think Americans should only look one way. Ask those terrorists that attacked the Capitol.
Just disgusting.
Yeah.
I've never been. I love messing around with people on Twitter. I love being on Twitter. But yesterday, I, for the first time, felt like I needed to step away just because it was like, how is this not objectively and unequivocally a terrible thing? How does anyone
see it every day?
Right.
You see it every day.
I get that. But
every day black people get mistreated.
I know.
All over the place.
I know. And
now we have Asian people getting mistreated, beaten up, and killed or whatever for something they never did. Gays get abused all the time. Women have been, degraded for hundreds of years. It's just, it's this thing that we have that we cannot get rid of yet. And I don't know if we ever will. I know it's not going to happen in my lifetime, where I'm going to see actual acceptance of everybody. Not going to happen. I don't even know if it'll ever happen. You know what I mean? It's just, humans are what they are, man, and they're not perfect. And there you go. And the heat is now, and I understood what Ira said this morning on Toast and Marsh. Heat are going to hang on to him until the trading deadline, so they can use the exemption. Once they can't use the exemption anymore, then he'll probably be, of course, let go. Okay? Bitcoin's about $100 away from 57,000. Just, felt I needed to tell Tito that because he loves to hear updates on cryptocurrency. So anyway, just listen, when it comes to this situation, I have no tolerance for hate. I have no tolerance for lying on top of all of that, okay, you're going to tell me you don't know the word, and it's like, and you're using it, and you thought about it before you used it and everything. I mean, it was just a hateful moment. Did you see what his wife is going through now?
Yeah, I believe her company is tied to his streaming.
Well, no, not only that, he lost sponsors on his stream, Origin, several other sponsors, which kind of expected. But no, his wife Ellie now is getting slammed all over on Twitter, like, you should leave your husband, his career is over, you probably don't want to associate yourself with him anymore. Is he like do you guys constantly beat up other religions and other sexes behind the scenes? I mean, she's getting trampled all over on Twitter, which it's not fair, because now we're lumping her with him, and we don't know, sometimes just because you're married doesn't mean you both think alike. Okay? That's not true. Well, come on, but she's now getting a lot of heat from it. And, I mean, anybody that's involved with Myers-Leonard now is going to get heat. I don't know. Do they have kids? God, I hope they don't have kids.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I hope they don't have kids. I mean, I don't mean anything bad, but I mean bad because I feel bad for the kids. Because then the kids have to go through the hell that their dad put them through. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those where, wow, the wife has to go through it. Now, if they have kids, then the kids would have to go through it. Oh, man. Just brutal. But again, Myers-Leonard, I don't feel sorry for you. I don't have any sympathy for you. I am not really a forgiving person for stuff like this. I tell you guys this all the time. Sorry doesn't cover everything. sorry covers that you forgot something, you got there late, sorry, Tito, I forgot your Bitcoin hat at home. I'll bring it tomorrow. Sorry covers silly things. Sorry doesn't cover you beating up your wife or racist issues or murder or whatever it is. Things that are just too extreme. That's the other problem we have in our country. We think we allow, some of us allow sorry to fix everything. And it should not. No, there are things that you just, sorry, man, can't help you. I'm not here to give you a hand or be sympathetic whatsoever. You're on your own now. You better figure it out, and you better really prove to people that hate is not in your heart. That's all. And then maybe you can be accepted. But at the moment, this whole thing about, oh, no, yeah, oh, you apologize, okay, we forgive you right away. No, get the hell out of here, bro. Get the hell out of here with that stuff. Go out and really prove. Now that you really prove to me that you got hate in your heart, prove to me you want to exercise that hate. That's all. Pretty simple. But it doesn't go away with a sorry. That doesn't fly with me whatsoever. All right, you want to get in, 888-441-4623. The text line, 844-416-8123. On Twitter, Big O Show. You can reach out to us on the YouTube chat board there. You got a question, comment, whatever it is, send it in, baby. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more here on OnsideRadio.com. And don't forget that Heat and NBA fans, you can catch Ira Winderman exclusively here at OnsideRadio.com with our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat reports. Catch Ira throughout the week at OnsideRadio.com. And when news breaks, basketball fans know Onside Radio is the place you get the insight you need.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
I'm Ryan Seacrest. First responders are people who stand for a greater purpose. They will be there for you when nobody else is, to help you, your family, your community. This is their selfless promise. This is their sworn duty, to protect, to serve, to help. They put themselves in harm's way for us. They come to the rescue at times when we need them most. First responders are making enormous personal sacrifices to keep showing up for us and fighting the good fight. Nearly 70% of all firefighters are volunteers. That means when they get injured or quarantined, they may not have a way to pay their rent or keep their family safe and fed. No matter who you are or where you live, when you call 911 and ask for help, first responders show up. Now, let's show up for the people who show up for us every day and every night.
Go to firstrcf.org and make a difference today.
We live in challenging times, and we understand you have questions about how you're going to take care of your family and yourself. Well, you can trust the Publix is doing everything possible to help. Our stores continue to be open. We're busy restocking as quickly as we can. But please remember to think of others as you shop for the week ahead. This will give your friends and neighbors the opportunity to get what they need as well. Our supply chains are strong. Deliveries are being made throughout the day, and our associates are here every step of the way. It's not always going to be perfect, but together we'll make it through this. So let's be safe. Let's be calm. Let's be kind. Visit Publix.com for all the latest information.
Take Onside Radio everywhere you go with the MyTuner Radio app. Download the free app and listen to your favorite OnsideRadio.com host. Go to your app store, download MyTuner Radio, and search Onside Radio, South Florida's sports station. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. Save it on your cell phone, 844-416-8123. No better place to send your comments, ask questions, win prizes. OnsideRadio.com, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
ADHD. It's the child who can't pay attention or sit still in school, right? The answer may be yes. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, can be complicated and it can last a lifetime. Living with a condition can sometimes be a challenge. It may take years to accept a formal diagnosis, and it's not always easy to find the right treatment plan. Did you know that up to 75% of children and adolescents with ADHD have at least one additional mental health condition that also requires a comprehensive approach to treatment? ADHD guidelines were recently updated to reflect the need to screen for associated disorders. Be sure to talk with your child's doctor about proper screening and visit moretoadhd.com for additional information. That's moretoadhd.com. This message has been brought to you in partnership with ADA, ACO, and CHAD.
All right, we're back. Scotty in Hollywood, by the way, sends me a text on the text line at 844-416-8123. He says, "Oh, I'm 43. I've never heard the K word until I saw American History X, and his ass definitely knows the meaning of it because it's an obscure slang word. He's full of crap." Scotty in Hollywood. Yep. Yeah, no, Myers Leonard is a complete liar. Okay? Complete liar. There's no way I believe that he doesn't know the word the way he used it. Okay? He knows it. He knows it. Now, I will say this. There's plenty of people that don't know it, and I was actually shocked, to be honest with you. I was. Now, maybe I grew up in a different era, and listen, I mean, those of us that remember the Porky's scene, anybody remember the Porky's scene in the locker room with the guys? Remember that? You know what I'm talking about? So that's kind of that was one of those scenes that kind of is burned into your mind, right? From back in the day. If you watch that movie, that's, you know, something that stands out right there when you saw directly one guy being anti-Semitic towards a Jewish person. And then obviously you saw what happened after where he did a number on him for all of that. But that was, you know, that's one of those scenes where you you learn about racism there. You learn about bias. You learn about anti-Semitism there, right? Because the kid in that scene, his dad is even more racist than him. But the reason why the kid is racist, because of his dad, right? And towards the end, it's kind of he's changing because they all kind of made him realize what he is. And then, you know, all of that. I guess I ruined Porky's for some of you out there, at least one part of it. If you haven't seen I'm sorry if I ruined it for you there, Tito. You're not, you know, sorry. Now
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you know, now you know some of Porky's. You never really saw Porky's? You should see Porky's. I know you won't, but, you know, it's filmed here in Miami.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, all over Miami. And, you know, it's just a bunch of funny high school guys doing pranks. It's old school before old school. Okay? That's all. The Angel Beach guys go out and have some fun. In fact, just so you know, part of their movie scene was in Key Biscayne, deep into the third bridge. When you get to the third bridge, right before the third bridge, there's a road that you can take to go back in there. And back there was the Porky's bar and little town and all that stuff. And those of us, of course, back in the 80s that used to party over at Key Biscayne. Remember the days when we could party at Key Biscayne? There were no fences. We're out there hanging out, drinking beer, having sex, all kinds of great stuff. Nobody bothered you. Those were the days. Those were the days. But yeah, so we used to go and sneak onto the set of Porky's. until somebody would come by and kick us out because obviously there was somebody. But, in those days, they'd just tell you, hey, kids, get out of here, Nowadays, it's like they corral your ass, arrest you, and all that stuff. And, different times, man. Different times. What can I tell you? What do we have on the chat board here? Dolphin Maniac says, I don't think we know how to accept people who are different. People have a terrible need to feel superior to someone else. Yep. Matt Walker says, you don't want to say exercise the hate. It would be better to say erase the hate. Okay. Let's see. I was thinking like an exorcism, kind of like, let's see. What else? You guys, everybody forgets that you're in public when you're playing a video game online. Well, I don't care.
That doesn't excuse it at all.
Yeah,
What the
exactly.
hell? I don't even know what the hell that is.
So that means that you could you should act like that in
He's
private.
29.
Yeah, it just
Give me a break.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I don't care that he was playing a video game or that he should be more careful or whatever. He should hide his hate. Is that what we're telling him? Is that what we're saying? The racists that go out and, hey, you should probably keep that to yourself, I'm like I said, and I've been saying for over a year now, keep the video rolling, man. Keep the video rolling because we keep exposing the hate. It's a beautiful thing. Let's see, what else do we have here on there's a lot of stuff going back and forth between you guys. So I got to pick. I want to bully the Vikings defense next year. I want to run the entire drive and cap it off with a Tua TD run. Well, Drew Boo, it might happen. You never know.
The Vikings?
The Vikings.
What about him?
I don't know. He wants to bully the Vikings
Okay,
defense.
all right, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It's his thing.
I don't know what Kirk Cousins did to that guy, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but, I guess, I struggled watching American History X. I wasn't raised to hate people. Yeah, it's just, it's tough. It's tough when you watch those kind of things because it's hard to comprehend with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird, man. It puts us in a very difficult position. All right, Teron Davenport, he covers the Titans for ESPN NFL Nation. You can follow him on Twitter at @TDavenport_NFL. Teron's a good dude, always kind enough to give us some time. We're going to talk to him on the other side, man. He knows the player. He knows what Wilson is all about. He watched Wilson there. So we'll see what he thinks of Isaiah. Is it a change of scenery? Is it a kid that maybe has gone awry? We'll get his thoughts on it. And of course, I got to ask him if he's still believing in Ryan Tannehill because he believed in Tannehill last year. But I want to see how he feels after another playoff run that ends with a thud and the quarterback can't bail him out. So I want to see if he's still buying Ryan. And we'll find out about that. So we'll have some fun with Teron Davenport next, right here on Onside Radio. And don't forget, Saturdays at 8 a.m., baseball fans can go deep into the count with Alex Aguirre and Christian Chase. Catch the show that talks Marlins and all the big stories in the major leagues every Saturday at 8 a.m. Seam Heads have a new home. Listen to Deep Into the Count exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Big O for M&S Air Conditioning. Air quality in your home and business is more important than ever. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning and let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit. Folks, it attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Join the Inter Miami family in 2021 by becoming a 2021 season ticket member. Enjoy enhanced access benefits and pricing not available to general fans. Visit intermiamicf.com/tickets for more information.
If you missed Man of the Match with Alex Dano, you missed.
So Deshaun Watson has sat down with new Texans head coach David Culley. Did he have his teeth in for the interview, David? He's a little older.
Hold on, let me get my dentures in here, Deshaun. Deshaun, hey, just give me a second. We're eating this pineapple here. It's getting stuck in my dentures.
Was he watching Murder, She Wrote during the meeting?
Deshaun, it's getting a little late here. It's 7 o'clock. I got to go to bed soon, all right?
Deshaun, it's 4:30. I've got to go to the early bird special.
Deshaun, give me a second. I'm just taking my Metamucil here. If you just give me a second.
I've taken Metamucil before, actually. It works. I'm not even that old.
Man of the Match with Alex Dano, weekdays live on South Florida's home for sports talk, OnsideRadio.com.
With Make-A-Wish, the impossible becomes possible. A girl battling cancer can become a race car driver battling the course. The boy showing all the nurses his fire trucks can take the helm of a real one. Wishes can give kids with critical illnesses the strength to keep fighting, get better, and grow up.
Where there's a wish, there's a way.
Wishes need you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
We live in challenging times, and we understand you have questions about how you're going to take care of your family and yourself. Well, you can trust the Publix is doing everything possible to help. Our stores continue to be open. We're busy restocking as quickly as we can. But please remember to think of others as you shop for the week ahead. This will give your friends and neighbors the opportunity to get what they need as well. Our supply chains are strong. Deliveries are being made throughout the day, and our associates are here every step of the way. It's not always going to be perfect, but together we'll make it through this. So let's be safe. Let's be calm. Let's be kind. Visit Publix.com for all the latest information.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Miami Heat announced yesterday that Myers Leonard will be away from the team indefinitely while the NBA continues to investigate the situation and the use of a slur. The Heat also stated that they are, quote, vehemently condemning the use of any form of hate speech. The team statement also said, quote, the words used by Myers Leonard were wrong and we will not tolerate hateful language from anyone associated with our franchise, end quote. The Florida Panthers got the win last night, defeating the Blue Jackets 4-2. The Panthers stay put in third place in the Central Division, 2 points behind Tampa and 1 point behind Carolina. They play again Thursday at 7 p.m. in a rematch with the Blue Jackets. Puck drop is slated for 7:10 p.m. And we've got a doubleheader in Champions League today. PSG takes on Barcelona. Barcelona down 4-1 in aggregate, going to take an incredible performance from Messi and the boys to advance from there. Liverpool takes on Leipzig. Liverpool ahead on aggregate 2-0. Both those matches kick off at 3 p.m. With your Onside Sports update on Tito Bonacci. Coming up next, it's more of the Onside Zone with the Big O right here, OnsideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
All right, welcome back. Time to go out to Tennessee, baby, and talk to Teron Davenport, who does an excellent job of covering the Titans for ESPN. Follow him on Twitter like I and many others do at @Davenport_NFL. Teron, how you doing, baby?
Hey, what's going on, man? How's everything with you?
Everything is great down here in Miami, my man. We're nice and warm and trying to stay COVID-free, which, you know about that craziness because the world is dealing with that craziness. How is it over there, dude? How is the area, Nashville and all of that? Are everybody, are they out and about, or is everybody kind of taking care of each other?
Yeah, a lot of everyone is out and about. It's about 64 today. It's going to go up to 75. So for us, that's really nice. I know that's just a basic day for you down there, but the Broadway Strip, they opened up a few new restaurants and just areas to shop. So that has started to liven up some. But, fortunately, people are wearing their mask and they're doing their best to stay socially distant. So it's working.
Yes, and hopefully, obviously, you and your family are staying safe from all the craziness that's going on out there. So, Tehran, as you know, the Titans and our beloved team down here in our backyard, the Miami Dolphins, made a deal for Isaiah Wilson, the kid that just could not find a home in Tennessee. And it's kind of weird because they've been pretty good at drafting offensive linemen and getting productive offensive linemen on that team. And this young man, Tehran, we had John Michaels on yesterday, who lives in Atlanta, and we're gonna have Randy McMichael later on the show. And obviously, Randy went to Georgia, lives in Atlanta, played tight end for the Dolphins for many years. So we're gonna talk to him about it. But talking to John, it was one of these things that Isaiah had no issues at Georgia. He was just fine. But this 1 year in Tennessee was very tumultuous. Is it a young man that just had a bad year and needs a change of scenery, or is there more to this story? What have you been able to find out?
Yeah, no, you're spot on as far as the lack of issues at Georgia. I spoke to Sam Pittman, who was his position coach, soon after Isaiah Wilson got drafted. And the only thing that surfaced was a few times he overslept for class as a freshman. But you show me a college freshman, and I'll show you someone who overslept for class. So it's not really an issue, And I think it's wrong for a lot of people to say the Titans did a bad job of evaluating Wilson as a kid, as a prospect, et cetera, as a growing man. This is a case where a guy got some access to status and to a lot of money, and it just wasn't able to be handled. And I think that's really what it boils down to. Now, what I have gathered is there's been a common link in a lot of his stuff that has happened, and that's alcohol. So I'm not saying that he needs to go to AA or anything like that, but I am saying that he needs to understand that link is there and just make better decisions. And really, it boils down to his ability to, seek the attention and help that he needs. But before that, he has to accept the fact that there is something going on. And I think that's the start of it.
Yeah, and by the way, anybody that says that the Titans didn't do their homework, I started off the question by saying the Titans actually are one of the better teams in the NFL at finding offensive linemen. They're pretty good at identifying offensive line. In fact, I would say they're one of the better teams in the NFL at identifying, because over the years, that's been a team that's always been able to kind of run the ball and punch you in the mouth, no matter who's there.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely been the case. And you look at the guy that they drafted out of Charlotte, he came in and he missed most of camp and he became a starter, and that's Nate Davis. And last year he was a legit all-pro option. And then you look at Taylor Lewan. They've done an excellent job. Jack Conklin, they drafted him. He was an all-pro his first year, and then played 4 years with the Titans, moved on. I mean, there has been a pattern of guys that were able to come in and be successful, and they really thought that Isaiah Wilson was the next of those guys. And it's really interesting because it's not like there wasn't a shortage of mentors. You have Mike Vrabel, you have John Robinson, you have Chick Ejiasi, who is one of the player personnel folks who's really good with getting these guys acclimated and settled into the city. And then just as fellow players, right? You have Dennis Kelly, who has been there and done that. You have Taylor Lewan, who actually had his issues initially, but worked through that, and now is a guy that is a face of the franchise, is an offensive lineman. So definitely a lot was in place to make it happen for Wilson, but for whatever reason, it didn't fall into place, and now here he is in Miami, and I just wish him the best down there because I know there's a lot that could, draw your attention off the field in Miami.
All right, so I know, Tehran, that he had a couple of the off-the-field issues, but, man, we're not even talking a year. This fence couldn't be mended? What happened behind the scenes? Where did the relationship go so bad with the team or the player that they would have to give up basically on a first-round pick for nothing, because really they're getting a seventh-round pick, but they got to give it back the following year. So it's not really like they're really gaining anything. So what the hell was it that it got to a point? I know they weren't even talking or anything. Have you been able to find out why there was such a disconnect?
Yeah, well, they are gaining some things, and that in 2022 and 23, his numbers are going to be off the books. So that'll give him a little bit more cap room. So that's something to look at, not this year, but the following 2 years. But as far as with Wilson, really it started early when, he had the issues with COVID, and then just the foolishness in the midst of the pandemic. This guy was at a party at Tennessee State University, and he was there. There was marijuana there. The police came and they broke the party up. At 6'5" or 6'7", 350 pounds, or whatever his exact measurements are, he considered jumping off of the balcony. It was a second floor balcony.
Is that to like run away from the cops? Not because suicide from the second floor.
I mean, obviously to run away from the cops. He didn't want to fly and grow wings and fly. He was the one to run from the police.
And suicide is not committed from the second floor. You're gonna break your leg.
No, it wasn't suicidal. But yeah, I mean, at 350 plus pounds, you put that on anyone's ankles, that's not good.
No.
So it started there, the carelessness, and then just continued to balloon. He showed up for camp out of shape. It was very disappointing to the staff there. And then, as stuff continued, there were more incidents than what were reported. There's a series of things that happened here in Nashville that really just made him like, listen, you got to make a choice. Are you going to be a football player, or are you going to, just continue to mess up? And he had another visit to the COVID reserve list. And then in addition to that, they finally just said, look, you got to go find yourself. And that's when they put him on NFI. So it was just a series of things that happened. Each different veterans and things, they were trying to get him, in the right mindset. The coaching staff worked with him extensively. Everything was put into place for him to be successful, but he chose not to be successful. I think that's really what it boils down to.
Yeah, and he fits the system that you guys have there perfectly because, he's such a road grader. I was talking to NFL people about their scouting reports last year on him, and they loved him. The only thing they thought that he needed to work on was his footwork when it came to quick twitch pass rushers. That's where he would lose his steps a little bit, and it's not because he's not athletic. It's not because he couldn't do it. It was just a fundamental thing that he would make constant mistakes against quick twitch pass rushers, and so that's what they told me, that's the only thing that he really needs to work on. But man-on-man scheme, mauling the guy in front of you, he's perfect, and I could see why Tennessee wanted him because he fits exactly what they do.
Yeah, I mean, he fit their zone scheme. And just to add to that, one of the other things that he definitely needed to work on coming out was not lunging. Like, you would see him kind of lunge and miss his target at times. That was an issue. But these are all fixable things. That's what the Titans thought they were going to have to work with, not all of this stuff off the field, which has consequently led to his being, in Miami now.
So everything that you've gathered, and we're talking with Teron Davenport, who does an excellent job of covering the Titans for ESPN. So everything that you've gathered, does it look like Miami took a good gamble? Because Flores went to the same high school this kid went to, so I would imagine he did some due diligence there. And Flo's been pretty good at reaching players. Do you think Flo can reach this kid and turn his career around?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a low-risk gamble. And then just the other things to add to that, Coach Flores, his assistant, Lance Bennett, was the offensive coordinator at Poly Prep, which is where Wilson went to school, and he was the OC when Wilson was there. So there's obviously multiple ties, and I think just having those guys in the building just to be another option as far as getting to him, I think it can work. But it goes back to what I said before. You could have all of the best people in the building, but if he doesn't want to receive it, it's going to be irrelevant, And I think the first choice has to be his choice to turn it around. And I'm hoping, just for his sake, because I don't want to see anybody fail. I'm hoping for his sake, this trade and what has happened, to kind of fall from grace. I'm hoping that will allow him to open his eyes and see what's in front of him and take advantage of it and understand that, the things that he was doing before were wrong.
Well, let's hope so. All right, Teron, before I let you go, 2 questions. What do you think the Titans are looking at right now in the draft?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an edge rusher, corner, and receiver. Those are the first priorities. And that receiver will probably be a slot guy that could also double as a returner. Think of like a Dwayne Eskridge out of Western Michigan. That's a guy that could really fit there. But those are the 3 highest priorities for them.
So you're talking about a Zaven Collins, something like that?
Zaven Collins is an interesting player. I think more along the lines of Joe Tryon from Washington.
Okay.
I think Jalen Phillips from Miami. Those are better fits.
I see what you're talking
Collins
about.
is
Yeah.
he's interesting because he could do so much, right? And I'm not sure he's as developed as a pass rusher at this point as Phillips and Tryon are, but Azeez Ojulari out of Georgia is another one that I think will draw interest. But Phillips, I think, is the best fit, and he's right there from Miami, so a bit about him. As long as those injury issues can be tucked away, I think he is definitely their best option.
All right, so more of a traditional defensive end than more of an outside linebacker end, like for in a 3-4, because that's probably what Zaven Collins is. He's probably more of an outside linebacker in a 3-4. Is probably, at least that's where
he's an outside backer in the 3-4 or even a 4-3. I think he's a hybrid guy. I mean, when I watch him, I think of a guy like Ahmad Brooks. I've seen Daniel Jeremiah compare him to Dallas Thompson who used to play for the Ravens. Those are all really good comps, and I think for a team that wants scheme flexibility, he's really good, which is what the Titans want. But they need someone who could come in and immediately impact as a pass rusher. And Phillips is a guy that could stand up or put his hand in the dirt. I've seen him do both and be effective as a pass rusher. And the same thing with Joe Tryon. I think that's why those guys and Ojulari, these are all guys that I think can come in and immediately impact as far as rushing the quarterback. That's not the short Zaven Collins as a player. He's just a different type of guy than what they need right now.
All right, good, because I want Zaven Collins for the Dolphins. So I'm hoping he's on the team. All right, Teron.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Van Noy, that's another good comp for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kyle Van Noy out, Zaven Collins in. That kind of makes sense at 18 for Miami. So I'm thinking that maybe if he's there, that might be one of the options for the Miami Dolphins. All right, I got to ask you this before I let you go. You and I had a nice, fun conversation about our boy Ryan Tannehill last year. And so I'm wondering, where are you guys now with Ryan? Because, the same thing happened at the end of the year that happened the year before. They shut Henry down, and he couldn't lift the team up in the playoffs because that's not who he is. So I'm just wondering, are they still buying Ryan? Because he does a terrific job of game managing and making some plays, but elevating everybody else, it seems like it's still Henry. Are people still buying that Ryan can be the difference maker?
Yeah, I don't know that I put either loss on Ryan Tannehill. That's kind of just
No, I'm not putting the loss. I'm not putting the loss on him. I'm not putting the loss on him. I'm just saying he's not the guy that's going to elevate a team most of the time in those kind of moments. That's not what he does normally, and that's what we saw.
I don't know that I agree. I don't know that I agree to that either.
I know. We didn't agree last year.
There's an assortment of things that went into the loss. I mean, it's not just Tannehill's fault, and I don't think it's right to just say that he can elevate a team because he did it all year. And obviously Henry is involved in that, but there were other things that went into that loss to the Ravens, and the Chiefs, obviously, you know what happened there. Defensively, they broke down. They scored 20-plus points. But as far as right now, I mean, that organization is definitely headstrong that Tannehill is their guy, and I don't think it should be any different. He is an outstanding quarterback. There are some things, whether it be making pre-snap reads and determinations where he's going with the ball, but, I mean, no one's perfect. So I think they believe and understand that they could win with him, and I agree that team could win with him. I don't think the loss really was on 17's shoulders.
And this year, I would imagine, because you talked about defense early, this defense took a step back this year, so they're probably trying to see if they can tweak it this offseason to get it back on track, right? Because, Tehran, that defense did not look like the one from the year before at all.
No, not at all. I mean, you look at 19 sacks, for the year. That wasn't good. You look at 51.2 third down conversion rate allowed. You look at it was almost in the 70s as far as our red zone touchdown scoring percentage was. All of that was terrible. Now, they did get takeaways. I'll give them that, but a lot of other things weren't good. But it's crazy because the defense actually did a pretty good job against the Ravens in that playoff game, and they started to come on down the stretch, but it just all didn't come together.
Yeah, well, I have my theories there too. Lamar is not ever going to beat you with his arm either. With the Ravens, the Ravens are obvious, not easy, but obvious. You slow them down with the run, Lamar's not going to beat you with his arm. The only time Lamar is going to be effective.
Talking about the guy that led the league in touchdown passes. In 19.
Yes.
That guy, the MVP.
That guy. When the running game is going, he can complete a few passes. But once you shut that running game down, he's not going to sit there in the pocket and beat you. Just like I don't think Ryan can do that. Certain guys, I just don't feel like their arms can bail you out.
Frankly, most quarterbacks don't stay in the pocket and win. The days of Tom Brady and Drew Brees and those guys, you don't see many of them anymore. So, I mean, if you're going to say that, you might as well say it for Pat Mahomes, might as well say it for Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson. The pocket passer is gone. This is a new age where you have guys like Zayvon Collins that you mentioned running, in the 4-4s. Guys like Jason Owe running in the 4-3s as defensive ends. You have to be mobile. You can't sit in the pocket any longer because you will get crushed.
True, but Russell can be a pocket passer if he wants to. Mahomes can be a pocket passer if he wants to. Rodgers can be a pocket passer if they want to. They use their legs too. But if they want to beat you from the pocket, those cats can beat you from the pocket. For me, guys like
Lamar, challenge you to go back and watch more Ravens games because you will see Lamar Jackson making excellent throws from the pocket. It's not that he can't do it. In addition to that, if you have a bad offensive line, right, a patchwork offensive line, and you have to run to get away from pressure, all that pocket passing necessity is out the door because a pocket passer will stay in that pocket and get crushed.
Yeah.
Whereas Lamar Jackson or other guys, they will get on the move and make a play on the move. I mean, just because a guy doesn't win the game the way you traditionally feel a quarterback has to doesn't mean he's not good.
No,
Lamar Jackson's a good quarterback.
I see. That's where
an elite quarterback.
That's where you and I differ. Athletes can freak you out and make great plays. Doesn't make them great passers. Okay, Ryan.
He is a great passer. I could point to. I could show you. All I'm gonna say is watch the tape. Don't go by what you hear people saying that want to just kind of chip into the narrative. Watch the tape. You will see plenty of outstanding throws that Lamar Jackson made.
Oh no, I know athletes will make some outstanding. So will Ryan Tannehill. He'll make a couple of outstanding throws
that's your
too.
problem. You fail to acknowledge that he's a quarterback. You just want to call him an athlete.
Yeah.
He's a quarterback. He's a quarterback that makes excellent throws.
Until I see guys like that actually win games on a consistent basis with their arms, not needing the running game to keep them going, then I'll believe you that you're a passer. You know what I mean? Russell Wilson.
You don't have to believe me. I know what's right.
Russell Wilson has had years where he doesn't have a running game, but he still finds ways to win because he doesn't need the running game.
And guess what Russell Wilson did a lot when they didn't have a running game.
Yep.
He ran the football.
But he doesn't run like these guys. He runs out. He runs out of necessity.
Why don't you just say you don't like Lamar Jackson? Like I would rather you say that.
No.
Than continue to lob things that just aren't true.
I don't like.
I would rather you just say that.
I don't like
there
Lamar. I don't like Lamar or Ryan as passers. Never have.
And that's fine. Now see now you're talking your truth. You don't like these guys, so you're obviously going to look at it with the lens that
I don't like
even when
them
they do things, you're not going to acknowledge that they were good. Because like you falsely tried to put the Ravens lost on Ryan Tannehill. This isn't the case.
No, I said, but by not liking them is I don't like their passing. It's not people. Those are two of the better people in this league, actually. Those two kids are impossible.
Well, obviously, we're not talking about people. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So
we're not talking because you don't know them as people. So how could you not like them as people? You know, we're not talking about that. We're talking about, obviously, when I say you don't like Lamar Jackson, you don't like Ryan Tannehill, I'm talking about him as a player.
Right.
You don't like those players.
Right.
And so naturally, not liking those players, you're not going to be objective when you watch them.
Right.
I get it.
Well, no,
I get it. I used to do that a long time ago back in high school.
I could say, you could say I'm objective. I can say you're wrong. That's all. It's the same thing. You look at it the way you look at it through my eyes. You think I'm not being objective. I look at it through your eyes. You don't see what I see. That's the difference. That's all. I'm not a fan.
I'll go with someone who. I'll go with my opinion because I'm quite sure that my eye for football is sharper than yours.
Okay.
So I'll stick with mine, having played the game, having watched the game for a long time, having evaluated players accurately. I'll go with mine.
All right. Well,
I'll put it that way.
And we go with Teron Davenport. Follow him on Twitter at @TDavenport_NFL. Good stuff as always, Teron. Much love, my brother. Thank you for taking some time.
I appreciate you. Much love, man.
You got it, baby. Be good. Hour number 2, because we're way late, is next.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Every Thursday, NBA fans can catch one of the best basketball shows in the country when Ethan Skolnick and Ira Winderman host Inside the Paint. Listen to two of the most knowledgeable and connected reporters in the business. Get year-round insight every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. with Inside the Paint on the home for hardcore basketball fans. OnsideRadio.com.
ADHD. It's the child who can't pay attention or sit still in school, right? The answer may be yes. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, can be complicated and it can last a lifetime. Living with a condition can sometimes be a challenge. It may take years to accept a formal diagnosis, and it's not always easy to find the right treatment plan. Did you know that up to 75% of children and adolescents with ADHD have at least one additional mental health condition that also requires a comprehensive approach to treatment? ADHD guidelines were recently updated to reflect the need to screen for associated disorders. Be sure to talk with your child's doctor about proper screening and visit moretoadhd.com for additional information. That's moretoadhd.com. This message has been brought to you in partnership with ADA, ACO, and CHAD.
Big news, Miami fans! Body Armor is proud to be the new official sports drink of Major League Soccer and Inter Miami CF. It doesn't matter if you're a player or a fan, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you with potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're at home or in the starting lineup, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you from kickoff to the final whistle. Body Armor, now the official sports drink of Inter Miami CF, available at your local Publix.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
If you missed 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, you missed.
You know, it's so rough being a Yankee fan. It's so rough. It's so hard, I know.
It actually is. I mean, they haven't been. I was there in 2009. I was in New York the last time that they went to the World Series. It's been a long time now for them. And no, they're the Phillies of the AL. They brought the band back, and what did they actually do? Kluber any better than Tanaka? Like, is their pitching any better, or are they just again relying on the health of Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge?
Oh gosh. 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, weekday mornings from 8 to 10. Welcome to OnsideRadio.com. Broadcasting from South Florida to the world. No station in South Florida provides more live and local sports talk.
This is like rock and roll with no music.
Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
Hey, Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Time to get in the zone. The Onside Zone.
Cool. And look, man, I don't care if you're my wife. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to say it. You know what I mean?
The Onside Zone.
He's a liar. And there's nothing new about that. He's full of crap. If you're believing that, I got a bridge in the Keys. It's the one on the right side. Just want you to know, when you're going south, you'll see the smaller bridge on the right. I've got that one for sale if you're interested.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
That's the one boy band that I will say, dude, I'll stand up for Boys to Men every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Love those guys. I'm sorry, I gotta be honest with you. I'm just, that's not who I am. You guys know it. I do the show and I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I tell you the way things are. That's just the way I am.
You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. The Onside Zone with a Big O.
All right. All right. Some of you want to see me in Toronto in an MMA ring. It's not personal, bro. Chill. Chill. We're going to have fun. We disagreed last year. We had the same kind of argument going back and forth about athletic quarterbacks and all that good stuff. I have my theories. He has his theories. He's there 2 years in a row. They ended the season where they stopped Derrick Henry. And by stopping Derrick Henry, okay, Ryan, let's go. What you got? And he couldn't do it. They'll see, what we'll do is I'll have Tehran on again next year after another failed playoff attempt. I think I told you guys this a couple of months back after the Tennessee Titans were eliminated. It's going to take a couple of years for Titans fans to figure out what Dolphins fans, some of us Dolphin fans, because there are some of you Dolphin fans out there that actually think Ryan can be like a really good quarterback or something. So it's just the problem is that when you're in love with stats and that's all you go with, stats don't tell you everything. That's the beauty. And Ryan racks up some really good stats, and so does Lamar. But once you take the running game away from those guys, that's when you need to elevate everybody else and start making plays with the arm. They can't do it. Neither one of them can do it. They've never done it. So when they do it, I would love to tell you I'm wrong. I got no problem with that. Love to, because Lamar and Ryan actually deserve that kind of success because they're good kids. But just because they're good kids doesn't mean I think they're great passers. And that's what I don't think they'll ever be. So we'll see. Time, I'm telling you, another failed season. The Titans fans will start going like, maybe Ryan isn't the guy. And you saw how he started talking about pre-read moments and everything for Ryan and all that. They'll, once they run into the wall again and they see that he doesn't elevate, they'll start to get sour. And then by year 4, they're going to figure out what, a lot of Dolphins figured out, that the guy is not ever going to be the guy. It is what it is. He was trying to put O in the corner. No one puts O in the corner. All we're saying is T. Hill cannot make marginal players better with his passing. He's a fair QB. Exactly. That's all. That's all. So no big deal, but it was fun. But that's what you want. You don't want to agree on everything. That's kind of boring. You know what I mean? Flipside Fishing says, hey, Big O, happy I found you. Well, thank you for finding us. Thank you for searching. Make sure you guys pound it, bro. Subscribe, like, share, all of that. We got to build it up. So let's build it up. All right? Appreciate all of you there keeping it locked. What else do we have here? Do we have any other questions? Man, these peeps chasing GameStop pumping are going to get burned on the pump and dump. Same with Bit. Clearly a pump. No, Tremolio, don't ever call Bit a pump, dude. You got to know your stuff, bro. 60% of Bit never moved. You know that, right? And major corporations are piling up on Bit. None of them are selling. Okay? Not Michael Saylor, not any of these guys, not any of these organizations that are buying hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin. None of them are dumping. The people that are pumping and dumping, it's because it goes up to like 55 and they bought in at 52 and then they sell out. Look, if I had a spare $50,000 that I could spare, like it's chump change, like I could pull out a 20, if I had 50,000, I could make a lot of money on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Because I know, like last night, it went up into the high 1800s. Then last night, for a moment, it went down to the 1700s, low 1700s. I could have bought there, and you know where Ethereum is today? I could have bought when it went into the 1700s. I could have ended up buying it. Here we go. I'll tell you right now. Ethereum right now is at 1851. 1851. So if I bought last night at 1730, 1720, 1710, and now it's at 1853, I sell it. And I make thousands of dollars. And then I wait for another dip, and then that pump and dump is going on. But notice how there's a floor. The floor was 47. Now the floor is in the 50s now, low 50s. And it doesn't go under. And now it'll keep going up. Just like Ethereum went up to 2,000, then it went down, but it could not get under the 1,600s. Then it could not get under the 1,700s. Now it's making its bed in the 1,800s. Why? Because people are buying, they're not dumping. The big corporations are buying. So don't ever, Tremolio, I don't know if you might play the market and all of that, but if you play the market, you cannot compare GameStop to Bitcoin. Don't even come close. One is storage. Bitcoin is digital gold. It's for storage purposes. It's not supposed to be a currency. It won't be a currency. Ethereum is the new internet. Okay? That's what's everything blockchain is going to be on Ethereum pretty much. Banking is very nervous right now because DeFi is going to take a lot away from banking. You're going to see a lot less banks over the next few years out in the streets. They're going to be closing branches all over the place now. It's going to happen. You'll see. So not even Bitcoin and Ethereum, don't even compare it to GameStop. It's not even close. GameStop is a joke. They're playing with it. Bitcoin is the real deal, dude. And Ethereum is going to be a monster that, get on it. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, I've been a pro trader for years. Please understand the Federal Reserve digital bit will be out in 2023. That will devalue all independent bits, but corpse buying will dump by the end. Well, it all depends, dude. It all depends on what the value of the dollar is. The Bitcoin will be worth more because it's decertified and it'll be worth more worldwide. There's a reason why all these corporations are getting involved. Notice all the people that are getting involved. They see what's coming, okay? And that $1.9 trillion, bill that we just passed, that isn't going to help the dollar. All right, listening while waiting in line for a COVID shot, number 2. Nice, Lisa. Finns look at Galladay since Robinson is tagged, or do we stick to the draft for an elite receiver? You know what? Let me give you a little Galladay talk here. I really like Kenny Galladay. I think he's a hell of a player. But he's not the player that the Dolphins need at this point in time. He is he's not a speed guy, so he is more of a physical player that can go up in the air, use his body, shield defenders. I like Galladay a lot. I think he's a really good receiver. But if I'm gonna sign Galladay, it's because I'm already set with speed guys. And are the Dolphins set with speed guys? No, they're not. One of the guys that's got speed, they're probably not even going to keep around, and that's Albert Wilson because of the hip. It's kind of, a hip injury for a wide receiver, plus he's had a couple injuries, and he was out all year because of the COVID thing. I don't think he'll stick around. They don't have a lot of top-end speed. Jakeem Grant, I've told you guys, I love Jakeem Grant, but I love Jakeem Grant as a returner. I don't want to use him as a receiver. If I use him as a receiver, it's 5, 6, 7 times. It's gimmick stuff that I'll use. And out of those 5, 6, 7 times, he's touching the ball maybe twice and trying to make some big-ass plays with him and then get him off the field, and that's it. But once you start using him over and over again, he wears down and he drops balls. He doesn't drop balls as a returner. That's not his problem. And he's one of the best returners in the NFL. Since he got in the league, he's one of the best returners in the NFL. So I'm not getting rid of him because he's going to help me in field position. So he'll be my number 5 receiver and a returner. But you need to go out and get speed. You need to go out and get people that get separation. Now, Galladay will be great for Tua or any receiver or any quarterback because they don't get separation. But they have the body control and they're going to catch the ball. They got a great catch radius. All of those kind of things help every quarterback out. But I think right now Miami needs to get more guys that can get separation. So for me, the Galladay move is not the perfect move for the Dolphins. I can't call it a bad signing because the dude can play. But I don't think it's a dude that's going to age well because he's had some injuries and he doesn't have speed. And as you get older, you're only going to get slower. So it's really all about using your body and body control in order to keep your game going. And he can do that. But Oronde Gadsden was so good at that. He had no speed whatsoever. But once you threw it in that direction, didn't matter who was covering him, he was going to catch it. He was going to jump higher than that person. He was going to be more physical than that person. He had hands that are like, I don't know, dude. They're like, it's like these fingers are like this, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're like enormous. So he caught everything in sight. So he was a freak. But I don't know how many of those kind of... Now, Oronde lived his entire career that way, where he was never a speed guy, so he had to kind of use it. I don't know how long that's going to last with Galladay. You know what I'm saying? So in a perfect world, I'd rather you go after more speed on it, because that's what this league is about, man. And they need chunk plays, and they need big plays. And I'm not saying Galladay can't make it, because if you can throw it 30, 40 yards downfield, as a fade pattern down the sideline, there's a good chance he's going to catch it. You know what I mean? Chris Chambers was very good at that. And Chris wasn't even a tall receiver, but he played big. So I like Galladay a lot. I really do. I like him a lot. I just don't think it's the perfect fit right now, because I can kind of do the same thing with Preston Williams. He's not Galladay, but he has a lot of those features. And if he stays healthy, he's got a future. You got something there. I'd rather get the speed, to be honest with you. So either you draft it or you find somebody else that's a free agent that's got a little speed that you can add to the mix. And Galladay also is going to want, number one money, and that's going to take up a lot of your cap space. I just...
everything
I like
you're
him,
saying,
but not enough.
Everything you're saying, is pointing to what I'm saying. Just take, who to take at 3 or 8 or 9 or 10. You know who to take.
Penei Sewell.
No.
No?
Take Jamar Chase. Stop making this more complicated than it needs to be.
Can't lose with Jamar Chase.
You can't.
No, you can't.
He runs a 4.4.
No, he's a monster.
Do you realize
I'm a Chase guy.
He played alongside the best rookie receiver in the NFL last year, in Justin Jefferson. Do you know he outperformed Justin Jefferson? He had more receiving yards, more touchdowns than Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
So
like I understand that like everyone's like, oh well, like you can't. It's not that simple. Dolphins got to evaluate. There's back end depth. No, take the stud. Why are we making this more complicated? And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Oh, tell me the last time the Dolphins had an elite offensive skill player.
The last time they had
elite,
an elite,
not good.
Ricky
elite.
Williams.
Yeah,
Ricky Williams was the last elite.
When was the last year he played? And sorry, actually,
No,
better
we're
question.
talking
When was
about
the last time he was elite?
Right, the last time he was elite was the first go around.
2003.
Those 2 years. That's it.
2003.
2 years.
2003.
2 years. That's it.
Right.
It's 2 years that he was elite.
It's been 19 years since we've had an elite playmaker.
Right. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. We have an elite returner. But that's it.
Yeah.
Got an elite kicker.
I'd say some Dolphins have had some elite returners. Ted Ginn Jr.
Yeah.
Jakeem Grant.
Yep.
We are the staple of elite special teams kick returners.
Yeah, Raging Dolphin Maniac says keeping Grant just for returns is a waste of a roster spot. And how was Brian Mitchell for his whole career?
Yeah, Devin Hester says hi.
How was Devin Hester? Come on, Raging Dolphin Maniac. You're better than that, bro. The league is littered. Mel Gray. I mean, you want me to continue, bro? You think Desmond Howard was a great receiver? Keeping Jakeem Grant as a returner is a waste of a spot, which they've been doing in the NFL for 100 years. And all kinds of teams do it because when you happen to have one guy that's really good at returning, you don't trade him, you don't cut him, you don't do anything. What's the name of the little guy that Kansas City had for a couple years? Was it Horn or something? A few years back.
Dante Hall?
Dante Hall, that's it. Dante Hall. Return only. Return only, man. Wasn't much of a receiver. There's a lot of those guys. I'm not sure what football you're watching, Raging. Seriously. I love you, brother, but that's a ridiculous statement. You got a returner, that's called field position, doggy. Do you know how important field position is in football? Come on, man. Let's go. Let's think a little bit more before we throw that kind of stuff out there. You got a great returner, you don't let him go. Okay? That's all. You put him in their place. I love Jakeem Grant. I just don't want you receiving a lot. Just want you returning pretty much. Nothing wrong with that. You overload him as a receiver, you put him at risk for injuries, and he makes mistakes. But as a returner, the guy doesn't make any mistakes, and the guy can house it at any moment. How do you not have a roster spot for that? I'm not sure what some of you are thinking out there. Returner, Fulton Walker. Fulton Walker. You remember Fulton Walker? Are you old enough, Raging? Was he much of anything but a returner? Sometimes when you have a returner, you keep them because they're really good. Let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side. Donovan Campbell will join us at 1:34 right here on OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
She's kind of a big deal. Some people like to say it's only because of how she looks. She sticks her tongue out a lot. But there's just something about her that makes people do crazy things, like get tattoos of her face, or wait in line for hours just to say hi. Lil Bub is a 2-year-old cat, an Instagram celebrity with a following bigger than some 90s television stars. And it all started because she was adopted. You can't buy a best friend like Lil Bub, but you can adopt one. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Every Thursday, NBA fans can catch one of the best basketball shows in the country when Ethan Skolnick and Ira Winderman host Inside the Paint. Listen to two of the most knowledgeable and connected reporters in the business. Get year-round insight every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. with Inside the Paint on the home for hardcore basketball fans. OnsideRadio.com.
Big news, Miami fans! Body Armor is proud to be the new official sports drink of Major League Soccer and Inter Miami CF. It doesn't matter if you're a player or a fan, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you with potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're at home or in the starting lineup, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you from kickoff to the final whistle. Body Armor, now the official sports drink of Inter Miami CF, available at your local Publix.
If you missed Man of the Match with Alex Dano, you missed.
I think we need to normalize the nickname Dick again. There used to be a lot of dicks. Now, people think about the male anatomy. I don't know why we can't use Dick as a nick. There was something the strong, silent type would have the name Dick. Yeah, sure, it was a nickname for Richard, but Richards now will just go by Rich or Richard. Like, nobody goes by Dick anymore. I think we need to normalize Dick.
Man of the Match with Alex Dano from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
We back. We take it till 3. Alex Dano will take over at that point. Tito Benash driving it. Donovan Campbell will join us in the next segment. It'll be a Wednesday sports focus as we every Wednesday we're going to try to bring on a different TV sports personality in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach markets. So get their points of view on what they see in sports locally. I think some of the TV guys and girls don't get as much exposure. So we'll get the ladies and the gents on that handle sports locally here in South Florida, and have a little fun every Wednesday with that segment. And Tito has got Donovan Campbell this week. I know Donovan very well. Really good dude. Always dressed sharp. I am the opposite of Donovan Campbell. Donovan Campbell always looks good. I look like a rocker every day. I don't know if that's good or not, but it's probably bummy or whatever it is. Me in my concert shorts, but hey, man, it's who I am. What can I do? Not going to change. What can I tell you? I believe Cephalo returned the kick for a TD in Washington in that Super Bowl we lost. Yes, he did. You are correct. What's it called? Nat Moore was a returner too for a short time. O.J. McDuffie was a returner for a short time. Certain guys were able to be productive both ways, but when you do have a returner that's really good and not necessarily great as a running back, not necessarily great as a receiver, doesn't mean you don't keep him. You use him to his strengths, man. I mean, Brian Mitchell is one of the greatest returners ever, and he wasn't much of a running back. But what are you going to do? Cut Brian Mitchell? No. No. You want your team to start at the 20, 25, or do you want to hand it off to Brian Mitchell so you can start at the 35 or 40? You know what I mean? Or possibly house it. So, yeah. I think my boy Ragin kind of gets the idea already. We love him, but that was I find it. I think there's some Doll fans, and I think we got Ragin off of it now. But I think there's a lot of you out there that I don't think you appreciate Jakeem Grant. You keep worrying about him as a receiver. That's the team's problem. That's the coach. Okay, now, he's lost receivers the last 2 years. He's had injuries or left for COVID, and so he's had to use Jakeem more than he should. But I think they should have learned their lesson by now that Jakeem Grant needs to be a returner, period, and very occasionally used as a wide receiver, more like a decoy than anything else. If you could put him out on the outside and just have him run a 9 route and take a corner completely out of the picture, and maybe the safety's kind of worried, you did your job. He doesn't have to catch a pass. Just put the speed out there as a threat. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Tua just needs to look that way a little bit, a little pump, move the safety, find somebody else. That's all. He doesn't have to always catch the ball. You don't always have to, throw it to him. But I just love him as a returner. Oh, your shirt. This is the Interrupters. All right. She's Kerosene. All right. There you go. What the Interrupters? She's Kerosene. Listen to that song. There you go. My favorite is I Did Everything for You. Everything for You is my favorite song from. This is a ska band, but they're really good, man. They're really, really good. I'm telling you, throughout this whole pandemic crap, and it's been over a year that I haven't been to a real concert. Like I went to go see a friend of mine jam at a place a couple months ago, but I have not been to a real concert since February 28th of 2020 when I went to Clearwater to go see UFO. UFO was my last show. 2 nights in a row I went to go see UFO in Ponte Vedra, Florida, and in Clearwater. Both nights I went, I had backstage, all that good stuff, and so had some fun, even though I had just passed a kidney stone and had gout. Bill goes to me, one of my best friends, he goes to me, "You sure you want to do this?" And I go, "Bro, you only live once. I don't know when I'm going to do it again." I was dragging my foot because I was recovering from gout, but I still had the pain still a little bit from it, and I couldn't even stand for a long time, and because the gout doesn't allow you, you know what I mean? But I powered through, and I'm glad I did it because then the pandemic came, and I couldn't go to a show, and I haven't been to a show since. So I tell Bill all the time, I go, "Man, I am so glad I went through the hell that I had to go through just to go see UFO twice. 1, because it was going to be the last times we were ever going to see UFO again. And 2, because the pandemic hit, and look at that. And now those concerts are even more memorable now, and I appreciate it more. But long story short, this is therapy for me. Okay? Live music is therapy for me. But an Interrupter show is so much fun. I have so much of a good time that when I walk out of that show, it's like U2 for me is like a therapeutic thing. That when I walk out of a U2 concert, I just feel like, man, I feel like a baby that's been baptized and ready to take on the world. You just feel like, you've been cleaned from all the dirtiness of the world, It's just, so there are certain concerts that I love going to, and emotionally it does a lot for me. This is one of them, believe it or not. Great music, great lyrics, a lot of inspirational stuff in their lyrics, a lot of funny stuff in their lyrics. I like the Interrupters. If you like ska, then the English beat, that kind of stuff, then you'll like the Interrupters. All right. Big O got me the other day when I said cut Jakeem. Any of us can get it. LOL. Ian from Brooklyn. Yeah, I just, if you get me a better returner that can also be a receiver or a running back, then I'm with you. But if you can't get me a returner better than Jakeem, I'm sticking with Jakeem. Okay? I'm going to also stick with my man Donovan Campbell from Channel 7. The sharp-dressed man is going to join us on the other side. We'll talk all things local sports with Donovan next. Don't forget that Sundays, Onside Radio continues to provide you the kind of sports talk South Florida fans desire every Sunday at 7 a.m. Tune into the Sunday Sports Drop with Jazz Santana. Catch Jazz every week as he takes your calls and discusses the biggest stories in sports. That's the Sunday Sports Drop, 7 to 9 a.m., exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
He was the heart of your family, and he taught you our history. He helped you fix your first flat. He was the best backyard DJ around, and every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect, in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa, what's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage. The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at storycorpsconnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
He has an overbite that makes him look like a cartoon character, a slightly crooked eye, and an uncommonly wrinkly neck. In the right light, he can look a little like a garden gnome, and he'll wear a bow tie just because. Sure, you might call him a little quirky, but that's exactly what makes him so perfect. Tuna is a 3-year-old Chihuahua Dachshund mix with more than 700,000 followers on Instagram, and it all started because he was adopted. You can't buy a best friend like Tuna, but you can adopt one. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Miami Heat announced yesterday that Myers Leonard is currently away from the team indefinitely as the NBA continues to investigate the situation regarding him using a slur on an online video streaming platform. The Heat also released a statement saying they, quote, vehemently condemn the use of any form of hate speech and, quote, the words used by Myers Leonard were wrong and we will not tolerate hateful language from anyone associated with our franchise, end quote. Florida Panthers getting back in the win column yesterday. They defeat the Blue Jackets 4-2. Panthers stay put in 3rd place in the Central Division, 2 points behind Tampa Bay, 1 behind Carolina. They play again Thursday in a rematch with the Blue Jackets. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. And doubleheader in Champions League action today. PSG taking on Barcelona, and Liverpool takes on Leipzig. In Premier League, Manchester City currently tied with Southampton at 1 apiece in the 34th minute. With your Onside Sports update, I'm Tito Bonacci. Coming up next, it's more of the Onside Zone with the Big O right here, OnsideRadio.com.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I think the advice I would give is you don't need to know all the answers. The craziest thing was believing that your dad knew everything. So as a dad, you felt like you had to know everything. You had to get everything right. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, then, it kind of starts to work itself out. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Onside Radio is all about your local teams. That's why we don't waste your time pumping in national feeds with talking heads that don't know your teams. Time to talk South Florida sports with TV pros that cover it. It's Onside Radio's South Florida Sports Focus.
All right, every Wednesday we're going to do a little South Florida Sports Focus. Let's talk with some of the TV folks that do it every single day, but nobody does it looking better than Donovan Campbell. That's for damn sure. He always looks good, always delivering the sports news. Follow him on Twitter at Donovan C7 Sports. Mr. Campbell, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Big O. How about yourself, big man?
I am loving life, my man, out here. Listen, man, I'm doing a show with looking out a beautiful window, high atop the Inter Miami Stadium, overlooking the Broward skyline. This is what I do every day, my brother.
Oh man, I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. Knowing Big O, you only do it big. That's the only way you know how to do it.
That's the only way we know how to do it, my man. All right, so listen, I get it. You also don't like what Myers Leonard did, like the rest of us. Okay, boom, boom, boom. We've moved on. No need to start talking about that stuff. Let's get into the meat of the matter. Let's have some fun with the sports. First of all, let's talk a little Dolphins now, Donovan. Free agency's coming up. We see Allen Robinson get tagged, right? We see Godwin get tagged for Tampa. So now the Galladay kid is going to be available because Robinson and Godwin have been tagged. Are you a Galladay guy, or should they get their speed in the draft?
I personally just think whatever they do, they just need to get my man Tua Tagovailoa some toys. If the Deshaun Watson thing doesn't work out, which it doesn't look like it's all that promising, you got to get the kid some toys. Right now, everybody's down on him because,
I'm not down on
Justin
him.
Herbert looks
I'm not down on
Justin
at
Herbert
all.
looked like a world beater, and I just feel like, give him a shot, and I think he'll be fine. So let's get him some toys, and let's see what the kid can do. Kenny Galladay's okay. I'm cool with Kenny Galladay. But
not the
Dolphins
top end
do have
speed,
a lot of
right?
draft real estate.
Not the top end speed. That's you're
not at all.
Right. That's exactly what I said. That I like him. I love him as a receiver. But I think right now, like a Preston Williams kind of does the same thing. And I guess he's not Kenny Galladay. But what I'm saying is, I think they need to add, somebody that's got a little turbo. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can really stretch the field. That's what I think Tua needs right now. Needs a couple of those guys.
I always tell people this: when going into the season, when you look at the Dolphins' offense, there's nobody that really scared you. They have some decent players, 100%, but I don't think no defensive coordinator from opposing teams are like, look, we need to zero in on this guy, and the Dolphins need one or two of those guys, and I think they'll be 100% fine going into this season with Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, and by the way, on this show, we're not down on Tua. We're high on Tua, bro, because here's the problem, Donovan, and I don't think people take it for granted. This kid had no offseason. He spent the entire time rehabbing a hip, okay? He didn't get opportunity to play with his guys and get chemistry and all of that. And yet he still had a winning season, threw more touchdowns than interceptions, survived the whole year, because the one thing I am concerned about was injury history. Well, the kid took a beating, took some hits, and he survived. So it's great. I try to tell people, Donovan, that they're going to freak out. All these guys that are negative, and all these fans that are negative on Tua, they're now going to see a kid that has a better arm. His body looks better. He's going to be more comfortable. Why? Because he's going to have a whole offseason to throw to his guys, and he's working on football now, not his body. So all of a sudden, I think we're going to see a better football player this year because the dude is able to work on football. You agree on that?
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I agree with you 100%. Just the fact that all the things you just said, plus the Miami Dolphins know they need to get the kid some weapons, not to mention Chan Gailey did not open the playbook for the kid at all. So whoever's coming in, the two co-offensive coordinators, they will definitely have to open the playbook a little bit, and you will see a better quarterback coming in the 2021 season.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Heat-wise, you starting to feel like they're coming together now? Because that's kind of the feeling we got towards the end after they got kind of healthy now. All we need now to see is Avery Bradley back. If he gets back with the team, then they can really start to take off. Are you feeling good about the Heat in the second half?
I'm feeling good about the Heat, but I'd be feeling great if we still had Jay Crowder. I think that's what the Miami Heat are missing right now, and they need another guy that can be a glue guy that can do the thing that Jay Crowder did. I think Avery Bradley can knock down the three, and he's a great perimeter defender, but what that toughness that Jay Crowder brought was just on another level, and I think the Miami Heat needs that. Don't get me wrong, Jimmy Butler's tough and Bam's tough, but Jay brought toughness that, I wish the Miami Heat still had. But regardless, I think they'll be okay. I know knowing Pat Riley, I've been back home 13 years, and 14 years, and Pat Riley does not mess around when it comes to making his team better. So I'm sure they'll make a move here down the stretch to get this team better.
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, they're going to hang on to Leonard Myers Leonard. I'm sorry. They're going to hang on to him because they've got that $4 million exemption. Ira is our insider here exclusively on Onside Radio, and Ira Winderman was saying earlier in the morning that it looks like the Heat are hanging on to him till March for the trading deadline, just in case they're able to use that exemption. And let's see if they're able to do it, because obviously they need some help, but it's got to be in that power forward spot, Donovan. They need somebody to get some rebounds, to play some defense. I don't know who's going to become available, but I think that would be the ideal position to try to fill.
I mean, unless you get Andre Drummond and put him in the big man position and then move Bam to the 4, that could work out pretty well too for the Miami Heat. But it's always funny that we could sit back and kind of just play general manager and team president from time to time. We just don't know all the parameters of certain things, but it all looks good on paper if it could happen. But we got to see it all come to fruition at this point.
What are you working on over at Channel 7 this week, so folks can check you out, my brother?
Well, this week I'll be doing a really, really cool feature. I'm not sure if you guys know, but there's a bunch of African-American cyclists that have started jumping on the bicycle scene, and it's called Break the Cycle. So they've teamed up with, local politicians and law enforcement trying to bridge that gap and break the cycle of, when you go to the inner cities and whatnot, only bad's being shown by the cops, but now this is a good thing, and they have the cops on their side. Really cool story. And the best part about it is that they have a Suburban filled with speakers, and they ride around the city with them. So you're hearing great music while you're riding about 30 miles on your bike, and it's just awesome.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's entertaining too at the same time while you're biking, because the music always makes it better when you're biking. That's for sure.
100%.
You got to have something in the ears, man. It makes you feel good. You play whatever kind of music picks you up for exercise. It just makes it that much easier when you're jamming some music. What do you jam when you're exercising?
Oh man, I know viewers are going to think I'm crazy, man. Sometimes when I'm by myself, because, with the whole pandemic, I built a little gym in my garage. Sometimes I'll just listen to some real cool slow jams because I'm just by myself and, just throwing some weight up. It's kind of interesting. But, outside of that, I'm a big East Coast guy, so I'm big on the East Coast hip-hop scene, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Follow him on Twitter at DonovanC7 Sports. Donovan, as always, my man, thank you for taking some time and joining us here on Onside Radio.
For you, anytime, brother. I'm always off on Wednesdays and Thursdays, so you always got me if you need me.
I appreciate you, man. We'll definitely bother you down the line, my friend. Thank you.
All right, my man. Have
You
a
got
good
it.
one.
Be good. There you go, Donovan Campbell. Good stuff as always. Catch him at SVN 7 or Channel 7, like we like to call it. But some people can still identify it with SVN, which is good. He's a good dude, man. Really, really good dude, and always dressed sharp, always looking good, man. I give him credit. His wardrobe, his closet must be absolutely badass. Like my closet just has a bunch of like concert shirts hanging. I hang my concert shirts. Wash them in cold water, hang them, never dry them. I treat them like if they were silk shirts. I treat my clothes like Donovan Campbell treats his suits, basically. That's all, just he's styling. I'm a disaster, but, hey, man, what can I tell you? It is what it is. All right, 888-441-4623 if you want to get in on the program. You can also reach out to us on the text line, 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. G from Pennsylvania says, happy Wednesday. Getting much closer to free agent next week. I agree. Looking forward to that fun time. Oh, people stream HBO, Amazon Prime, recent shows, Plot Against America, Hunters with Al Pacino, American History X. Come on, man. Tommy and Hialeah. What was that? What did I say that?
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I don't know about that one. What does that mean? I don't get what Tommy and Hialeah is trying to tell me. I'm not sure. Are these like all racist shows or something? So
no idea.
Okay. All right. Draft Waddle, and you get a wide receiver and a returner. Very, very good. Who sent that? Let me see, because you sent prior ones, but I don't think you put a name on it. Nice job. Says Fins Up from Wichita, Kansas. All right. I love that idea. Love that idea. I got no problem drafting Waddle. I really don't. I mean, obviously, if you give me a choice, I want Jamar Chase. I think I've said that many, many times in the whole Devonta Smith thing, that I love Devonta Smith. Again, don't get me wrong. Like him. But if I have to pick between the two, there's no choice for me. I'm going Jamar Chase. And I told you that a lot of my NFL people, they love Waddle for Tua, actually. They think Waddle is the perfect guy for Tua, even more than Smith, which is crazy. And I like both of them. So, listen, if I end up with Chase, Smith, or Waddle, what am I going to do, complain? Now, if you drafted Waddle over Jamar Chase, I'm probably complaining. Yeah.
Waddle over Jamar Chase?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I have to.
I just think that the injury that Waddle suffered is not. People aren't talking about that enough.
Yeah, but it's not that big.
It's a fractured ankle.
It's not. You can come back from the fractured ankle. Is not that bad, dude. It's not that bad. It really isn't.
I mean,
No,
he's an SEC kid.
He's got plenty of time to rehab.
If he
and
runs
recover.
a 4.4, then it's all gone, right? Like for the immediate concerns are like, oh,
Yeah.
he still ran a 4.4, he's fine.
Dude, he almost played in the bowl game. They almost
Chase
had
hasn't
him,
missed a game in his
close.
college career outside of
Right.
opting out.
Yeah, well, and that opting out stuff might be something that some guys look at it fishy. They're old school, bro. All these old guys, they like, oh hell, I coached the whole damn season. I had to deal with all these guys. I could have gotten COVID and died. That guy opted out. Wussy. That's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Some people are gonna hold it against some of these kids that held out. Some, not all.
I don't see how you can
we
use
have a
that as
Neanderthal society, my
Right,
brother.
yeah, I get that.
We have a couple of those people that have just the blinders on, and they're not going to understand. They're not going to care because they went through the whole year. They did it. So why couldn't you? That's the way they're going to look at it. These guys came in. They played for their teammates. They played for their team. You didn't. It's going to happen, man. Some people, I'm not saying all, but there'll be a few that will hold it against them. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back for the final segment of hour number 2. Randy McMichael, former Miami Dolphin, will join us in hour number 3. Sunday at 9 a.m., Juan Cardona dominates the airwaves with one-on-one. From sneakers to video games to your favorite South Florida team. Tune in every Sunday to one-on-one exclusively on the home for sports talk in South Florida, OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
For over 20 years, Mr. Glass has been committed to the safety and satisfaction of our clients. Our products are the culmination of innovative engineering, aesthetic appeal, and the highest levels of quality. Through our legacy, Mr. Glass strives to impart the true meaning of quality, service, and sustainability to new generations. Reputation, experience, and trust is why clients choose Mr. Glass. Live the future now. Locate a dealer near you today.
Every Thursday, NBA fans can catch one of the best basketball shows in the country when Ethan Skolnick and Ira Winderman host Inside the Paint. Listen to two of the most knowledgeable and connected reporters in the business. Get year-round insight every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. with Inside the Paint on your home for hardcore basketball fans. OnsideRadio.com.
We live in challenging times, and we understand you have questions about how you're going to take care of your family and yourself. Well, you can trust the Publix is doing everything possible to help. Our stores continue to be open. We're busy restocking as quickly as we can. But please remember to think of others as you shop for the week ahead. This will give your friends and neighbors the opportunity to get what they need as well. Our supply chains are strong, deliveries are being made throughout the day, and our associates are here every step of the way. It's not always going to be perfect, but together we'll make it through this. So let's be safe. Let's be calm. Let's be kind. Visit Publix.com for all the latest information.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
Can I get a captain?
Captain and what?
Captain and Ginger.
I can't hear you.
Captain and Ginger.
He was a captain and ginger. Captain and ginger. He was a captain and ginger.
Captain Morgan, official partner of Major League Soccer.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
You're listening to OnsideRadio.com. Catch up anytime by downloading the MyTuner Radio app. OnsideRadio.com, South Florida's true hometown station. We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You're listening to OnsideRadio.com. Catch up anytime by downloading the MyTuner Radio app. OnsideRadio.com, South Florida's true hometown station. If you missed Man of the Match with Alex Dono, you missed.
And this happens at a lot of food polls, right? When I put out a food discussion and I claim that one thing...
We are back. Onside Zone. Hey, don't forget, folks, that Onside Radio gives you a ton of options now to listen to the station. You can download free apps from radio.net, Podbean, Radio FM, MyTuner Radio, Simple Radio. They all carry our station. Search for Onside Radio, download any of these free apps, and listen to your favorite Onside Radio host. And also, folks, you can now watch Onside Radio daily by subscribing to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Search Onside Radio, log on, subscribe, rate, and review Onside Radio on YouTube and Twitch. And, of course, Onside Radio, South Florida's home for real sports talk. We thank Donovan Campbell from Channel 7 for joining us here. Randy McMichael will get ready to join us in hour number 3. He'll join us at 2:30. One guy says on the text line, 844-416-8123, I like Devonta Smith more than Chase. Not being a fanboy, it's just that Smith has more production in college than Chase. Okay, well, the kid sat out a year. I don't know if I would call that more production. It's just, what up, O? I'm a 38-year-old black man. I never heard the word Myers-Leonard used on that video. Love the show. Love the station. God bless. Thank you. Yeah, it's, I freaked out. I learned that yesterday with my wife. Like, she didn't know the word. She didn't know the K word. So it's interesting. I could see a teenager. I thought I heard Kai say that he didn't know the word either. And he's Jewish. Okay? That freaked me out. But I can get young people not knowing the K word because that's okay. But older people like me, I find it really weird that an older person doesn't know how disgusting and what that K word means. You know what I mean? That's the weird part. How did you not run into it? How did you not see it in a movie or something? But when I heard Kai Chen Chisholm today on Kai's Corner, he even said he didn't know the word. And I was like, wow. I would imagine that every Jewish person on the planet knows that word. Because, anybody that from any kind of religious, sexual orientation, nationality, color, you probably know all the insulting words that go with your, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The ones they use to be insulting for whatever person. I would figure, right? But that is one thing. Now, in Myers-Leonard's case, I don't believe him. Not the way I saw him, load up and use that word. Because it was like he was searching in his mind for a word. Boom, I got the right one. UKB. You're like, whoa. Yo, dude. Wow. You kidding me? What else do we have here? Looks like Bat Ghost will be making a special appearance. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I know where you're going already with that one, Ian. Yeah, pretty soon we'll be ghosting. Yeah. All right. We'll be Megan Piers Morgan. That's what we'll be doing soon. How about Piers Morgan? Did you see him walk off the set? What a little bitch.
Nah, I don't care about that dude.
But, he's been ripping Meghan Markle for years now, right? So you have the sound there because they played it in the morning on To's show. And on Piers Morgan's show, one of the gentlemen that's on that panel called out Piers because Piers went out on a date with Meghan Markle. Now, Meghan thought it was just them being friends. This guy thought it was a date. So then she got into a car and went to another party where she actually met Harry and then fell in love, obviously. And so the rest is history. And Piers, since he got ghosted from Meghan and never heard from Meghan again, he's been ripping her to shreds. So one of his co-hosts called him out. And then Piers lost it, dude. Walked off the set, and now he's gone from the show. You got it there? Here we go. Go ahead, play it. Here we go.
So I think that we need to all take a step back. And I understand that you don't like Meghan Markle. You've made it so clear a number of times on this program, a number of times. And I understand that you've got a personal relationship with Meghan Markle, or had one, and she cut you off. She's entitled to cut you off if she wants to. Has she said anything about you since she cut you off? I don't think she has, but yet you continue to trash her.
Okay, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no. Sorry.
So, do you know what? That's pathetic.
You can trash me, mate, but not my
No.
See you later.
I'm being...
Sorry, can't do
This is
this.
absolutely diabolical behaviour. I'm sorry, but Piers spouts off on a regular basis, and we all have to sit there and listen. 6:30 to 7 o'clock yesterday was incredibly hard to watch. Incredibly hard to watch.
I love that he called him out, but what a little bitch. That you're constantly ripping on the woman, and now you can't take the heat from your co-host. And now you're gone from the show. Stuffy ass. Anyway, all right, hour number 3 is next.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Onside Radio. No station in South Florida provides more live and local sports talk. Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Hey Panthers fans, Dave Dwork here with some awesome news. Every Saturday, I'm going to bring you the latest on everything to do with the Florida Panthers with Chirping the Cats Radio. Saturday mornings from 10 to 11 a.m., we'll dive into the state of the team, recap games, and hear from past and present Panthers players, and plenty of other great hockey guests too. Got questions about the Panthers? Call or text the show and we'll break it down. Don't miss Chirping the Cats Radio, Saturday mornings from 10 to 11 a.m., only on OnsideRadio.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Time to get in the zone. The Onside Zone.
Cool. And look, man, I don't care if you're my wife. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to say it. You know what I mean?
The Onside Zone.
He's a liar. And there's nothing new about that. He's full of crap. If you're believing that, I got a bridge in the Keys. It's the one on the right side. Just want you to know, when you're going south, you'll see the smaller bridge on the right. I've got that one for sale if you're interested.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
That's the one boy band that I will say, dude, I'll stand up for Boys to Men every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Love those guys. I'm sorry. I got to be honest with you. I'm just, that's not who I am. You guys know it. I do the show and I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I tell you the way things are. That's just the way I am.
You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. The Onside Zone with a Big O.
All right. Hour number 3. Welcome aboard. Time to have a little fun. Randy McMichael, the former Dolphin tight end, will join us at 2:30. We'll talk all things Isaiah Wilson because he saw him play at Georgia. We'll get his thoughts. And obviously, Randy also works in the Atlanta market. He is on 680, I think, or 92 something.
92.9 The Fan.
There it is, 92.9 The Game. The Game.
The Game.
The Game. The Game. So he co-hosts the midday show there. In fact, he gets off at 2. So he's joining us a little bit after he gets off. Randy's always awesome. He's been, I've been cool with Randy since he was a player, because I covered him when he was a player. I'm old. right? Been around a little while. So I obviously was a beat guy in those days, and got to know Randy in those days and have some fun. And he's always been really, really cool with me. And so I always love having him on and talking some Dolphins. And I figured, okay, this is a guy that watched Isaiah Wilson play for several years at Georgia, and he's going to give us a really good perspective. Plus, he's a Dolphins fan, so he roots for the Fish. So let's see how he views all of this. I think it's pretty cool. So there you go. So we'll have Randy McMichael on with us at 2:30 here at the bottom of the hour. The Panthers, great job last night. They beat the Blue Jackets 4-2, improving to 16-5-4. One hell of a record. Bobrovsky might have been his best game, second best game. He had some saves last night, pretty damn good. Hornquist, Tippett, Verhaeghe, they picked up goals. So tomorrow they will visit Columbus and take on Columbus at 7 o'clock in a back-to-back. It's so odd, right? The whole year it's like series every time, right? You play somebody, you play them for a couple of games, and I get it because of COVID and all of that, but it's weird, man. It really is kind of an odd thing when you're playing series like that, and it becomes more of a challenge for teams in a way, because when you're playing them so close apart, it makes it that much harder to beat the same team over again if you're playing them 2 or 3 times in a row. You know what I mean? But wow, what a season for the Panthers. You keep pinching yourself, wondering if this is real, and it's real, man. They're the real deal. I think we can get on board here and feel pretty good, and it looks like we got a team that can go to the playoffs, and you know what? Maybe even surprise a couple people in the playoffs. Would be really nice. The Heat are off tonight. The NBA is back tonight. Wizards and Grizzlies. Crappy game at 8 o'clock. 8:30, Spurs and Mavs. It's a decent game, I guess, because the Spurs have played pretty good, and the Mavs obviously. So I guess that's a half-decent game to watch. I mean, there's really not a lot to watch. The Panthers are off, so I probably will watch Spurs and Mavs. I want no part of the Wizards and the Grizzlies. Okay, and listen, I may watch a little bit of it because I got John Morant on my fantasy team, so, it means something to me, but still, that's a terrible game to watch, Wizards and Grizzlies. But Spurs and Mavs, half decent. The Heat have put Myers Leonard on indefinite suspension. For those of you that are just tuning in or living under a rock and you don't know, and obviously we talked about it earlier, I gave you my opinion on it. You could check out the podcast from earlier. I don't need to repeat it. I think I've kind of wasted enough time talking about Myers Leonard and his situation. Or is it Leonard Myers or Myers Leonard? What is it?
Myers Leonard.
Okay, Myers Leonard. I don't know, bro. I'm going to do, who's the other guy I do that with all the time? Damn it.
Zach Sealer.
That's it.
Seiler?
No,
Sealer.
Sealer, exactly. That's it. He was gator hunting with his buddy here the other day. Did you see that?
Wait, you remember he was living out of a what is it? Not a Winnebago, RV.
Right, but he owns several acres of land where he can hunt gators. And his buddy came to town. I didn't talk about this story. Wyatt Teller caught a 200-pound gator on Seiler's property. So Wyatt came down to hang out with Zach Sealer, and he went and caught a 200-pound gator. And then there's a picture of the big-ass lineman just carrying the gator over his back. And the gator's just draped over him. It's a big, giant-ass gator, 200 pounds. Like, holy crap, dude. You guys are wild men. Damn. So, there you go. I had a little Zach Sealer story right there for you. And I never got to use it a couple days ago. That always happens. Every show, I end up with a bunch of either sound or stories that I don't, which is good. I always tell all the youngins that are starting radio here with us at Onside that when you prepare for a show, you over-prepare for every show. Every show, at the end of the show, you got to be kind of frustrated that, oh, man, I didn't get to talk about this or that. And that's when you did your job, because you gave up a lot of information and yet you still had some of it left over. 888-441-4623 if you want to get in on the program. You can also reach out on the YouTube chat board at Big O Show on Twitter, on the text line at 844-416-8123. What's it called? Gronk, by the way, is going to come back to the Patriots. He was interviewed by the folks on TMZ, and Tito, if you have that sound for me. So Gronk is telling the world that he is coming back to have another NFL season and a go for a champion. And look, with Gronk, the cool thing about Gronk is that he's likable, man. Right? The meathead is just a likable dude. You want to party with him. You want to hang out with him. He seems pretty harmless overall. Yeah, he probably likes to party and have some fun, but he just doesn't look like a bad dude. You know what I mean? He looks like a good-hearted person is what he looks like. Maybe he's not, but it's just the impression you get from him. We don't hear about any horror stories anyways behind the scenes. We don't hear that he's a jerk or, hitting women or abusing people or none of that. You don't hear anything bad like that. Might be a little crazy, might, have a little fun, whatever, maybe tore up a hotel room or something. No big deal. But he was interviewed about his return this season of football. Go ahead.
Yeah, coming back to play football, Michael, man. I'm back, man. I had a great year last year, won the championship, and I'm hoping that we're going to have to make a fifth card. And then we're going to have to make another special edition card because we're going to have to add the fifth championship. So it's 5 championships on that card. But I will be back playing football, man. I love the game of football. I loved playing last year. Had a great time. Won it all. Even if we didn't win it all, I'll tell you this. I was coming back to play football again this year because I had a blast last year. And I love the game. I just started my training again. Actually, 4 days ago, I just started training, and I took off 3 weeks. Let me tell you, I was a little bit sore first day of training, but it bounced back like that. And I'm feeling good. I mean, I just got a massage this morning because I worked out 4 days in a row. Just bounced right back, ready to train again. And I'm super excited already for the season next year, and I will be back, man.
There you go. So he's going to come back to Tampa, by the way. Not somebody here is asking, why would he go back to – he's not going to New England, dude. He'll retire before he goes back to New England. Tom Brady will retire before he goes back to New England. Those guys don't want anything to do with Belichick anymore. They're done. And Brady, at this point, it's like, yo, Bill, I don't need you. You need me. Right? I mean, that's the way Brady has to think right now. I'm sorry. And Gronk just won a championship with him. Now, can I bother you, Tito?
What's up?
Well, Gronk also, not only is he returning, but he's entering the digital sports media market, baby. He is releasing his own NFT. The 31-year-old and 4-time Super Bowl champ broke the news. And with business partners Adam Richman and Joe Silberswig, I think is how it's pronounced, he linked up with artist Black Madre, Gronk's good friend, and created 5 very limited trading cards, that is. No cardboard here. The cards are digital collection. Rob's calling it his championship series NFT collection. For those of you that don't know NFTs, they are non-fungible tokens, essentially a digital card that cannot be duplicated. And Gronk believes they're the future of trading card world. I think having digital trading cards now is just going to be unique, and it's going to blow out of the water. Actual trading cards, I think, will always be there, but I think it's leading towards a way where everything is digital. Very interesting. You know a lot about this, the NFTs?
No.
Well, you know what's really interesting? So you create an NFT, and then you put it up for sale, okay? So let's say customer A, Tito, buys that NFT card, and now they have it in their digital portfolio, and it's the only one. So it can't be duplicated. You can take a picture of it or whatever, but it's not going to be the real one. There's only one real one. But let's say 4 years from now, that Gronk card that you bought for $500 is now worth $5,000. So now you want to sell it for $5,000. So you go and sell it for $5,000. Guess what happens? Guess what happens, Tito?
What happens?
You get the money minus 10%. 10% goes back to Gronk.
Yeah, good for him.
So every time it's sold, whoever's the originator of the NFT will then get also compensated. So this is why artists, whether it's painters, whether it's musicians, whatever, they're going to put their stuff on blockchain, because on blockchain, you will get paid every time they want to use it. They want to use it, they want to buy it, whatever, you will get residuals from it for the rest of your life. That's pretty good. So that's where blockchain is going to change the world and change the way we do business, change the way we do the way we run our lives, the way we protect our money, all kinds of stuff. So you'll see the real estate business is going to go all blockchain. This is why Ethereum is going to blow up. Just saying, get on the bandwagon. That's all I can tell you. There you go. So there's my crypto little nugget for today. How about that? Did that bother you?
No. I mean, it's cool that another player is getting into the crypto market. It shows the validity of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, the corporations that are getting into it, that's all we need right now, dude. You know? Donald's asking if we can put Onside Radio on the blockchain. Soon, Donald. You're thinking along my lines, okay? I did talk to Inter Miami about all of this, actually. I brought it up to him. I said, yo, we got to do something here. You know? So we'll see how all of that develops, too, down the line. With that, I like it. All right, I think let's take a break right now. And we'll come
crypto,
back
bro.
Huh? What's up? Oh, crypto.
That's what that should be. Like, I should create a drop. It's just crypto, bro.
Yes, crypto, bro. I like that. You should. Let's see. Onside Radio, folks. You can watch Onside Radio daily by subscribing to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Search Onside Radio, log on, subscribe, rate, and review Onside Radio on YouTube and Twitch. OnsideRadio.com, South Florida's home for real sports talk.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
We live in challenging times, and we understand you have questions about how you're going to take care of your family and yourself. Well, you can trust the Publix is doing everything possible to help. Our stores continue to be open. We're busy restocking as quickly as we can. But please remember to think of others as you shop for the week ahead. This will give your friends and neighbors the opportunity to get what they need as well. Our supply chains are strong, deliveries are being made throughout the day, and our associates are here every step of the way. It's not always going to be perfect, but together we'll make it through this. So let's be safe. Let's be calm. Let's be kind. Visit Publix.com for all the latest information.
Big news, Miami fans! Body Armor is proud to be the new official sports drink of Major League Soccer and Inter Miami CF. It doesn't matter if you're a player or a fan, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you with potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're at home or in the starting lineup, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you from kickoff to the final whistle. Body Armor, now the official sports drink of Inter Miami CF, available at your local Publix.
If you missed 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, you missed.
And the top trait they're looking for in a partner is someone that can cook better than them.
Wow.
Yeah. How are you at cooking?
I'm okay. I cook
boy.
all my stuff.
What's your best dish? If I had to say, Marsh, this you're gonna eat in tonight with a girl.
Oh,
all right.
Well, if I'm cooking for a girl, then I'm not
meal.
cooking.
4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, weekday mornings from 8 to 10.
Hello, Inter Miami CF fans. Download the Drink AR app and play inside a first-of-its-kind virtual soccer stadium, hosted by Bodega Trevento and Inter Miami CF, and celebrate your passion for soccer from the comfort of your own home. Find the download links on our Instagram account at Treventus and get our wines delivered straight to your home with a discount for all Inter Miami CF fans. Discover Trevento, a shared passion.
can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. Save it on your cell phone, 844-416-8123. No better place to send your comments, ask questions, win prizes. OnsideRadio.com, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Hour number 3 on the Onside Zone. We take you till 3, of course, because that's when Alex Dono, baby, and the man of the match take over. So, Tito, we only have 2 games tonight. Grizzlies are -3, over and unders 237. Spurs, Mavs -4.5, over and unders 222.5. And it's at Dallas and at Memphis. I'm really liking the Grizzlies -3, but the Mavs Spurs one, I'm a little nervous. I almost kind of like to take the dog on this one in the Spurs and take the +4.5. The way the Spurs are playing. What do you think? You don't bet basketball. You bet soccer.
No, I do. I bet
You do?
NBA. I bet every now and then.
Tough game, right?
The Spurs Dallas one, I might just stay away. That seems so tricky. I mean, if I had to pick something. What did you say the over-under is for that again?
For which one?
For Spurs Mavs?
222.5.
I'd take the under. I think despite how good the Mavericks offense is, the Spurs have been kind of a good defensive team. I might take the under there. If I had to pick on the spread,
But, dude, the Spurs have a better record than the Mavs.
yeah, 18-14. 18-14, 18-16.
Yeah. And by the way, the Spurs are 9-4 on the road.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. I kind of like the Spurs in this one. Even if the Mavs win.
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, because the Mavericks have just Kristaps, man. It seems like there's something there.
Yeah, well, they're trying to trade him.
They're trying to trade him, so.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm looking at Memphis, Washington, I don't see how you can bet
I know
Washington.
I should be picking Dallas because,
Luka.
Cuban is big on crypto. But no, I got to go with the money. I'm going Spurs, I think, tonight. I'm going to ride. I'm going to take the 4.5 on this one. All right, what else do we have going on? I saw the ESPN and NHL got a new deal, 7 years. That's really nice for the NHL to get back on ESPN. That's pretty cool. I know we got to put up with Barry Melrose and those long-ass jackets of his that dangle down to his ankles, which how do you wear a jacket that dangles all the way down, and I think he's still wearing double-breasted and stuff like that. It's just like it's a really odd combination, and he's losing his hair. He used to have the really cool hair. Now there's a lot less of that hair, so it doesn't look as good when it's slicked back because it just doesn't look as good. By the way, the 1.9 what is it? What I'm seeing here about the COVID bill? What did they put here?
I think it's getting
Biden
passed.
will sign the bill into
Friday.
law Friday. The White House said started pushing out the measures in January before he took office. So it looks like maybe next week you will get the checks in the mail. Or no, not in the mail, right? They go directly into your bank account. That's what it is. It's not in the mail. You see it in your bank account. You're like, whoa, I got a couple of extra bucks. Let's put it into Bitcoin. All right. Anyway, 888-441-4623. The text line, 844-416-8123 if you want to get in on the program. GP Trap loves my Batman mask. Thank you, GP. But then again, you are Batman's biggest fan, so I would imagine you would love it. Cap for Life says, bro, you just said 2 times that Gronk was going to the Patriots. Oh, I did?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I got a story for you. You might find this
Bucks,
interesting.
I'm sorry. I screwed up. I'm an idiot. My bad. All right, what do you got?
City of Miami Commissioner Joe Carollo.
Oh, the crazy Joe.
Did you you see what his latest idea for Hialeah is?
I have not, but I just told you he's Crazy Joe. So, I mean, it's Joe Carollo, dude. I mean, ese tipo está loco completamente.
This is funny. This is even better.
All right, go ahead.
He wants the he wants to talk with Hialeah Mayor Carlos Hernandez about Hialeah seceding from the Dade County official mark. He wants to make Hialeah its own city.
Or you mean its own county?
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah, its own county.
Wow. Okay.
Sedition from Miami-Dade
Crazy
because
Joe.
of street wars.
Crazy Joe. What do you? How is it that we put Joe Carollo in office?
Well, hey, look, I mean, we're going to talk about a
like
place,
really
La
serious.
Ciudad de Progresa.
Yeah, La Ciudad.
All right.
Ciudad.
It's La Ciudad de Progresa. I mean,
Que progresa.
if we're going to do one city, one county, it should be Hialeah. I'm just saying. It's La Ciudad de Progresa.
Progresa.
Just saying, man. Where do you get roosters crossing the street?
Only in Hialeah.
Only in Hialeah.
Well,
so.
no, I'm sure you can still get it in Davie.
In Davie? Really?
In Davie, there's still chickens crossing the streets, and I'm sure you could get it. I'm sure you can get it in horse country still a little bit.
Right? Yeah, in Homestead. Yeah, sure, in Homestead. I'll give
No,
you
not Homestead. Horse country is not in
Oh.
Homestead.
Oh.
Horse country is right behind the turnpike, in Bird Road and in between Bird Road and Miller. That area there is it's called horse country, and they still, it's filled up more with normal people, but they still have their rancheros there. Their guajiros are still there, hanging out a little bit, because I still see them. I cruise a lot through the street that goes right through horse country, right before 117th. I use it a lot from Miller to Bird Road, and so I still see people on horses all over the place. Mike No-Go Zones is right. He says, I see chickens all over Little Havana. He's right about that.
Really?
Yeah, you still see them in Little Havana. Yes.
I drive through there quite often. I haven't seen one in a while.
Yeah. Tremolio's asking if y'all got your tickets for the draft in Canton. I have not. I'm not getting any tickets for the draft. I'm going to go to the draft, but I'm not really going to, we'll do our thing, and I am not standing there. I'm not doing that. No. We're going to be at a bar. We're going to be relaxing out in Cleveland, having some fun. You know what I mean? I don't think Tito wants to go to stand there in between a crowd all sweaty all day.
Hell no.
No. We're gonna live the life, and we're gonna be doing the draft the right way. But we will be in Cleveland. We will be there. Okay. Let's see. You can go to the Botanica on Bird Road to get a rum for the offerings of Jobu. Ah, yes. Opalaka has got iguanas. Davey's got horses. Hialeah's got scandals. Only in Miami, baby.
That's right.
Jean says they have beautiful ranch houses in horse country. They do. They do. Yeah, I got a couple friends that live in horse country. I got one friend of mine that's got this beautiful, ginormous house. I don't want to say his name because he's pretty famous, and I don't want people to know that he lives there. But, yeah, I got a buddy of mine that's, pretty big in sports, and he's got a beautiful house there. Let's see, bro. Big O, can't wait for the NFL draft. We will build the dynasty. I'm with you. The Dolphins are headed in a beautiful direction right now. That I can tell you. I love the direction that they're headed in. What else was there? Oh, dude. I put it out. Go to my Twitter page at Big O Show. You guys got to see ESPN Colombia. And the guys were talking. And there's like 5 of them, right? On the big half circle, right? Go to my Twitter page at Big O Show. The guy on the far left, okay? All of a sudden, the wall behind him collapses. I mean, it collapses right on the dude. And you can see his body get squashed and like he face into the table. Okay? And you're like, holy crap. And then all of a sudden the producers look like, because the main host in the middle wanted to get up to go help him. And you could tell the producers are like, yo, stay right there. Don't move. Let's go to break. Screw him. We'll get him right after the break. We got to look good going into the break. And so the guy just took it to the break right away, and then I don't know what else happened. But you got to see the video, because how that guy did not break his back or neck is beyond me. I mean, Tito, I sent you that video. That's some scary stuff, dude.
I saw it last night, and it was intense, man. That thing comes down hard,
bro.
I mean, my God.
It folded him over and smashed him onto the table.
Apparently,
bro.
I think if I heard this, I can't confirm it, but all he had was like a broken nose.
That's all. Wow. That's it.
I mean, God,
I felt
that's
terrible.
it. Yeah, I thought he got crunched.
I felt bad that they're like, yo, wait, we got to look good. Let's go to the break. Screw him. Give us 20 seconds here. Take it to the break, and then we'll take care of him. And it's like weird because the main host wanted to get up, and they're like, no, stay right there.
There's like a compilation on YouTube of like those types of instances, and
For sure. But it's and again,
you got to keep your composure, and he did though.
Let me bring it back to Porky's again, full circle, because we talked about the K scene. Leonard Myers used the K word. The K word was used in Porky's. In Porky's, there was that scene where Ball Breaker comes into the women's shower, right? And Tommy is there with his pecker in the hole because he's teasing the girls. Different world. And so then he's like, he was about to take it out because he hears some noises. And his buddy goes, no, stay right there. Don't move. She's coming for it. So he thinks one of the girls is coming for it, but it really is Ball Breaker coming for it. And then, of course, remember, she wants a sketch artist so they can, describe the penis. It had a mole on it. Remember that. I don't know how you're not watching Porky's. I'm telling you, you will enjoy Porky's. It is just good old fun humor. Porky's 2, no. Porky's Revenge, no. But Porky's is definitely one. A lot of memorable scenes. Beulah Ball Breaker. And you got to see Lassie. That's the other thing, Tito. You got to learn about Lassie. There's a lot of things you got to learn about in Porky's there, bro. Plus, you'll figure out stuff. Oh, that's Miami. That's Miami. That's Miami. Some of the scenes were in Miami. Tremonti goes, tremendous shower scene. Yeah. Yes. I can't disagree with that one. All right, let's switch gears. Randy McMichael, former Miami tight end, former Georgia Bulldog, current Atlanta radio host, covered Isaiah Wilson while he was at Georgia. So Randy cheers for the Dolphins, knows about Isaiah. Let's find out from a former football player and a former Georgia Bulldog about a former Georgia Bulldog that is now on his favorite team, the Miami Dolphins. Randy McMichael joins us next.
Every Thursday, NBA fans can catch one of the best basketball shows in the country when Ethan Skolnick and Ira Winderman host Inside the Paint. Listen to two of the most knowledgeable and connected reporters in the business. Get year-round insight every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. with Inside the Paint on the home for hardcore basketball fans. OnsideRadio.com.
ADHD. It's the child who can't pay attention or sit still in school, right? The answer may be yes. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, can be complicated and it can last a lifetime. Living with a condition can sometimes be a challenge. It may take years to accept a formal diagnosis, and it's not always easy to find the right treatment plan. Did you know that up to 75% of children and adolescents with ADHD have at least one additional mental health condition that also requires a comprehensive approach to treatment? ADHD guidelines were recently updated to reflect the need to screen for associated disorders. Be sure to talk with your child's doctor about proper screening and visit more2adhd.com for additional information. That's more2adhd.com. This message has been brought to you in partnership with ADA, ACO, and CHAD.
Big news, Miami fans! Body Armor is proud to be the new official sports drink of Major League Soccer and Inter Miami CF. It doesn't matter if you're a player or a fan, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you with potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're at home or in the starting lineup, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you from kickoff to the final whistle. Body Armor, now the official sports drink of Inter Miami CF, available at your local Publix.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
If you missed 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, you missed.
The things that men will do to their junk blows me away.
It's
like,
idiotic.
People will, Prince Albert's just...
I don't know it.
A Prince Albert? You don't know what a Prince Albert is? Prince Albert is when you have them pierce your manhood through like the, like a giant, just, steel rod. On that note.
4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, weekday mornings from 8 to 10.
With Make-A-Wish, the impossible becomes possible. A girl battling cancer can become a race car driver battling the course. The boy showing all the nurses his fire trucks can take the helm of a real one. Wishes can give kids with critical illnesses the strength to keep fighting, get better, and grow up.
Where there's a wish, there's a way.
Wishes need you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Manchester City in firm control in their match against Southampton, up 5-2 currently, 75th minute. Remember, we've got double Champions League action today. PSG taking on Barcelona. Barcelona down 4-1 in aggregate, while Liverpool takes on Leipzig. Liverpool ahead on aggregate 2-0. Miami Heat announced yesterday that Myers Leonard will be away from the team indefinitely while the NBA continues to investigate the situation. The Heat released a statement saying they vehemently condemn the use of any hate speech. The team also said, quote, "The words used by Myers Leonard were wrong, and we will not tolerate hateful language from anyone associated with our franchise," end quote. Florida Panthers getting the win last night, defeating the Blue Jackets 4-2. Panthers stay in third place in the Central Division, 2 points behind Tampa and 1 behind Carolina. They play again Thursday at 7 p.m. in a rematch with the Blue Jackets. Puck drop slated for 7:10 p.m. Through Onside Sports Update, I'm Tito Bonacci. Coming up next, it's more of the Onside Zone with the Big O right here, OnsideRadio.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
We take you till 3, so we're headed down the home stretch. I promised you we're going to switch gears here, talk a little Miami Dolphins, and of course Isaiah Wilson got traded from Tennessee to Miami. Isaiah, of course, spent several years with the Georgia Bulldogs, a former Georgia Bulldog and former stud tight end of the Miami Dolphins, is kind enough to join us now, and that is Randy McMichael. That's right. Stud, how are you doing, my man?
What's up, my dog? How you been? First of all, I'm always a Georgia Bulldog. All right, that don't go away.
That's
you're
right.
Always, whatever college you went to, you're always that Big O.
Yes.
All right. So
and you're always a Miami Dolphin.
Of course I am, man. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
I am doing great, man. I thought about you right away when they traded for Isaiah. I love the trade for Miami because there is zero risk in this move. But, one of the things that I want to find out, several things we want to find out from you is, Randy, I almost get the feeling, I don't want to make excuses for the kid, but again, it looks like a kid that had a really bad year because he never had any trouble at Georgia that we know of. This was just all came up in the last year here. So walk us through the player you saw, first of all, at Georgia.
Well, he's a physical specimen. I just remember that when he came to Georgia, when they got him out of New York. I just remember this big kid, and I remember I went up to Athens and saw him. Like, he blocks out the sun. He is a big, athletic young man, still really, really raw. And I thought when Tennessee took him in the first round, I thought it was a little high, but his potential and his upside, if he's coached right, the dude he has the ability to be an all-pro tackle. That's how good I think Isaiah can be. The thing with Isaiah is still immature as hell, and you saw that a lot, especially since he's been in the league. And we all know when a lot of times it's an adjustment to just the financial part, having his money, having his free time, that you coming in COVID and all these things. And I just think I don't think he really matured. And you saw that, in some of the stuff that happened. He get caught out at parties where you're not supposed to be at on college campuses and all these things. And I tweeted this out when it happened. I'm happy for him. But if you think you couldn't handle Nashville, how the hell you think you don't have to live in South Florida? Because it's a big difference. So I just, I know Solomon Kelly is one of his best friends. So hopefully, he can help him out and all those things. But if he's right, Big O, we got something there at the right tackle spot.
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing. And, I don't know what impression you have from a distance here, but we like Flo a lot here, and we think Flo might be one of those kind of dudes that knows how to reach players like this. Now, remember, it worked out with Preston Williams, who had a lot of baggage and fell out of the draft. He was supposed to be a second rounder, and he fell out of the draft. And outside of the injuries, the kid has played well. Now, it didn't work with Mark Walton. Okay? Now, now I don't want to put this kid in the Mark Walton, because Mark Walton has been doing bad things. Whereas this kid, it just seems like immature crap so far is what I see from him. Mark Walton is actually assaulting people, fighting with people, women, all that. That's not what this kid is doing. So that's why, again, I don't want to make excuses for the kid, but listen, Randy, we're all immature, dude. At one point, hell, I'm 54. I'm still immature.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean? So I just wonder if it was a bad moment for the kid, like we all have our bad moments in life.
I hope so. And I would never put him in the Mark Walton comparison.
Right.
Mark had some real issues about himself.
Yep.
And, I would never put Isaiah in that type of category. He's just very immature. He is very childish. He came to Georgia. He wasn't even 18 years old when he got to Georgia. So he's still young, still finding his way. I always have fun with it. It ain't been right for him since he got drafted, and his mama threw his girlfriend off his lap. I know that. That was one of the funniest things I ever seen. The little girlfriend wanted to be in the shot when he get drafted. Mama come over there, toss her out the way. It ain't been the right sense. But I do believe in Flo. I think he is a molder of men. He's a leader that men follow, and I think that if they get their hands on this kid and he's able to mature. It's not necessarily the physical department, because that's going to come with coaching. I'm talking about the mental aspect of it. I think he'll be fine, but like I said, you're right. I'm 42, 41 years old. I still act like a kid, but at the same time, I know when to act like one and when not to.
Right.
And when football is your job, you can't afford those type of things. And that's the one thing I'll say. I was a 22-year-old snot-nosed kid who came from country boy from Fort Valley, Georgia, and ended up in Miami, Florida. And I was immature. I like to hang out and all that, but nothing was more important than football. And that's the biggest thing with young players when they come into the league. Yeah, it's cool to go buy your cars and all this jewelry and whatever, but nothing can ever be more important than football. And right now, that's what Isaiah has to do right now.
I talked to a couple people around the league after it happened, and they all liked him. They all said that the kid can play right tackle in this league. They think he's going to be a road grader right away. The only issue they thought they saw with him was that he has to work on his footwork, because it's not that he lacks the athleticism, but he does struggle in resetting himself with quick twitch pass rushers, guys that are really quick off the edge. He struggles a little bit in reacting to them, but it's not a lack of athleticism or concrete feet or anything. It's all technique. Outside of that, if he has to maul you in front to run, you're dead in the water. He's going to maul you. Is that the player you saw at Georgia?
Oh, yeah, he moves people. He moves. The one thing I love any tough offensive lineman, you move another man against his will, and Isaiah can do that. And that's what he did at Georgia when they stepped in as a redshirt freshman, starting the opposite of the left tackle who was number 4 overall pick in last year's draft, Andrew Thomas. I thought he was a more physical player than Andrew Thomas. Now, Andrew was more polished as far as the pass pro, But Isaiah, like I said, these things, Big O, you can coach these things. You can coach them. You can teach them and all those things. It's all about repetition. And a lot of times when you get guys as big as Isaiah, because Isaiah's always been the biggest person. He's always been, even at Georgia, he was the biggest guy on the team. But the one thing about it was being that big, you were afforded you can get away with some of those limitations. In the NFL, you can't. You can't get away with a tackle or having bad technique or slow feet. You've got to be able to be technically sound, and those are the things that Flo and his offensive staff are going to have to work with this young man. But I'm just telling you, if he's right, the dude is a baller. And you want to talk about moving people? With him and Solomon Kelly on that right side, it's going to be some holes for them. Now, they got to get a running back to run the ball through him. But, I mean, this guy can play when he's right. When he's right, he can play.
He looks like one of those dudes. Like you remember Timbo? Timbo was country.
Yeah.
Timbo was country strong. He looks like a country strong dude like Timbo. Is that correct?
Oh yeah. The dude. Like you said, like you described him, road grader, a guy that can just move and just eliminate a whole side of the football. That's what he's capable of doing. That's his capabilities. I started at Georgia when he played. I was like, this dude is just. The first thing I'm telling you, the first thing I saw was him. I was like, who is this dude? He had this red dreadlocks. So he was easy to stand up. But I just saw how massive this young man was. And like I said, he wasn't even 18 when he got to Georgia. He turned 18 his first year at Georgia. He was 17 years old. And it took some time to mature. That was one of the things that you heard about up here at Georgia. He's a young kid, raw, needs to mature and all those things, but has all the ability in the world. Well, you got some of the ability, but yet that other part about it is an important aspect of growing up in the NFL. You cannot make it in the NFL. You can have fun, you can be immature, but at some time you got to take it serious. You got to be a pro, and I think that's the biggest thing that's lacking a lot of times now is that you have to know. You got to be a professional. You got to be a professional. You can't be late. You can't when they say you can't go to college parties because of COVID restraints. But yet you go and then you come back and then you might affect your team or whatever. You remember how bad the Titans had it this year, Big O, with all this COVID and missing games and all that stuff? Like, you can't take that lightly at that point in time. I think he did a lot of that. But I have high expectations for him. I'm happy for him, because he's a dog one. But I think the young man can play, and I just think if he has the right tutelage, right situation, he'll be fine.
All right, so when I look at what they did, and I might be reading way too much into this because, this shit, it gets crazy when it comes to draft time. I think the Dolphins at 3, if Penei Sewell is there, they're not taking him. I think they're taking either a position player or they're trading down because by acquiring this young man, you now have him, Robert Hunt, and Jesse Davis all trying to battle for right tackle. If you draft Penei Sewell, you're going to have to put him at left because he's going to want to get paid like a left, even though on this team the right tackle is really the left tackle because Tua's a lefty. But still, if Penei wants to go to the left, you're now pissing off Austin Jackson and moving him to the right where you have a glut of guys. And then all of a sudden you traded for this kid and you're going to tell him you got no shot at right tackle, you got to compete inside. Robert Hunt, you got no shot at right tackle, you got to compete inside. I think you create a cluster F, as they say. To me, this move tells me that the Dolphins are like, you know what, we got enough guys to compete for the right side. We're set at the left side. We'll try to find ourselves a center. But at 3, we're either getting a Jamar Chase, a Devonta Smith, or we're going to trade down because some crazy team gave us a great deal and they want one of the quarterbacks, and they can move down to 7, 8, or 9. I almost feel with this move, they kind of said, you know what, we're not spending it on Penei Sewell. We're going in another direction. Agree or disagree there?
I agree 100% because of Jackson at the left tackle spot.
Right.
Now you got a right tackle. And so that's where you are. Either if Jamar Chase is sitting there, you take him, period. You take him because they need more playmakers for the quarterback. The best way for Miami to get successful right now is to give Tua every opportunity to be successful. So, yeah, but at the same time, you're right. With all these highly rated quarterbacks, move back. Move back, get you some picks.
Yeah, get more picks.
You know how this league is. They are quarterback thirsty.
Yeah.
You know that. They are quarterback thirsty, and they want to be able to, go find one and go find the next young thing, even though we know the statistics of all them working out is always like, 40% or something like that. So, yeah, you go get a playmaker or you move out. I think the catbird is the Jets right now. So it all depends on what they do with that number 2 position, because if they stick with Sam Darnold, that's going to be a hot pick right there for the number 2 position, because they're not going to trade up want to get a quarterback.
Right.
And then Miami's at number 3. Well, hell, Carolina, they need a quarterback, so Carolina might jump up there. There's so many scenarios right there, but I think they really solidified everything when they were able to go out and get a quarterback. Or starting the right tackle for them along with their other young tackle. That just eliminates the left tackle for me.
When you start seeing that Chris Greer sends the wide receiver Isaiah Ford to the Patriots for a pick, and then they end up releasing him, and then the Miami gets him back. You see him, fool Bill O'Brien and give him Tunsil, but he gave him a boatload back. That now it's number 3. You see this move for Isaiah. You see the Preston Williams move. The kid falls out of the draft. They said, no, that kid can play. Let's bring him aboard, and we'll fix him, and we'll get him done. When you start, dude, we haven't had a GM like this since Jimmy. Like, Jimmy made moves. Like, we got a guy playing chess finally with the Dolphins. That, to me, that's the part that gets me, like, going about the Dolphins. That they actually have, like, a real coach and, like, a front office that is just making people look like fools.
Well, Chris got his stuff together. I've been knowing Chris a long, long time, man. And I'm saying, Chris is one of those grinders who, when he's an area scout when I was a Dolphin, and a guy who, I was so happy for him to get that job. And I didn't know a lot about flow, but they're on the same page, and they're all trying to make this thing right. And I think, when you look at their vision, you could talk about the picks and all that. It's all about number 1. It's all about how they put weapons around him in his development, because if he doesn't develop, all that's for naught. All the willing and dealing and all those things. They got to hope that Tua is who I think he can possibly be. But, yeah, the moves that Chris has been making, that's and this is my opinion, when they traded Larry Tunsil, I thought it was a no-brainer. I really did, because I thought that, you can find another tackle. Is he great? Is he a great player? I think he's a good player. I don't think he's a great player, but you got 2 1s for him. And
a 2,
to your luck,
and a 2, and you dumped $8 million too with Kenny Stills' contract. That's
that's just
Randy. Think about the balls that Chris Greer has, because they call you and they say, "Well, I'll give you a first rounder." Nah, I'm not interested. All right, I'll give you a first and a second. Nah, I'm not interested. All right, I'll give you 2 firsts and a second. Nah, we really like Tunsil, man. He's and then he called. Well, you know what? We'll give you 2 firsts, a second, and we'll take Kenny Stills. All right, we'll do that. Let's go. To have the balls to tell people no, and the deal getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Usually you would have taken it after the 2 first rounders. You're not waiting for a second and taking $8 million. This is a calm, cool customer, Chris Greer. This dude does not flinch. It's awesome. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, the dude is amazing, man. He is what Miami needed, and I want them to get this right now. This whole new co-offensive coordinator stuff, I don't understand that part, Big O. But I'm a Dolphin for life. No matter what other teams I play for, I always represent my Dolphins. I just want to do well, man. I do. I was so excited last year. Remember we talked during the season last year. I was so excited for them, and I want them to do so well for that fan base and everybody else, man. And with these picks they have right now, they can only build to, but they got to get right. They need to get a running back.
Oh, they will.
They need to get a wide receiver.
They will.
I love the tight end. They need to get my man Mike G some more catches, and they can get something going, man. But
all
I
right,
think
so
let
me run something by you. I know we got to go, Tito, but I don't care. I got to run something by you here. What if they trade down just a couple spots and they get Pitts and they put those 2 tight ends out there? You talk about Tua. We see what's going on with Kelsey and the other dude in San Francisco, that you can't stop those kind of guys. This kid Pitts, a 2 tight end set is that's heaven for any quarterback, because as you know, passes to the running back and the tight end are the higher percentage passes.
Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, they might not go too far, because I don't see Pitts getting past Atlanta at 4. If Atlanta stays at 4, I think Atlanta might grab it.
Wow.
I think they might grab him. That's just I've seen a lot of tight ends in college. This dude, he's just a special player. He is special as they come. But I think Miami, if you're looking at if they're staying at 3, I love Devonta Smith. I really do. But I think Jamar Chase would be a better fit Now you want to get Tua his boy back. That's fine with it. Well, and then Jamar Chase seems like he's just that guy. His biggest thing, we don't know what he looks like after 1 year, but I don't think he fell off that much after a year not playing football.
Follow him on Twitter at RandyMac81. Catch his work there at 92.9 The Game. He is Randy McMichael. Randy, as always, you are studly, my brother. Thank you for taking some time, man. Much love.
You know I got you, my brother. Anytime, man. Appreciate you, man.
You got it, baby. You be good. There you go. The great Randy McMichael. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back for the final segment. We'll wrap it up and hand it off to Alex Donovan, the man of the match.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
For over 20 years, Mr. Glass has been committed to the safety and satisfaction of our clients. Our products are the culmination of innovative engineering, aesthetic appeal, and the highest levels of quality. Through our legacy, Mr. Glass strives to impart the true meaning of quality, service, and sustainability to new generations. Reputation, experience, and trust is why clients choose Mr. Glass. Live the future now. Locate a dealer near you today.
If you missed Kai's Corner on Saturday, you missed this.
Now the Hall of Fame is tonight. The Hall of Fame voting, the Hall of Fame selection. The obvious ones in Charles Woodson and Peyton Manning should get in first ballot. I think it would be a shocker if that does not happen. But one of the main people that a lot of Dolphins fans talk about, and football fans in general as well, because it's still a shame that this man is not in the Hall of Fame, is Zach Thomas. Former middle linebacker for the Miami Dolphins and did spend one of his 13 years in the NFL with the Dallas Cowboys. Could have been our version of just having a one-team player. Unfortunately, that does not happen. Zach Thomas not being in the Hall of Fame is absurd in the first place. When you look at his stats, it's 1,734 tackles throughout his career. Absolute dominant, 20 and a half sacks, 16 forced fumbles, 8 fumble recoveries, 17 interceptions, and 4 touchdowns. Again, 13 seasons in the NFL, 12 of them with the Dolphins.
Kai's Corner, every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. right here at OnsideRadio.com.
We live in challenging times, and we understand you have questions about how you're going to take care of your family and yourself. Well, you can trust the Publix is doing everything possible to help. Our stores continue to be open. We're busy restocking as quickly as we can. But please remember to think of others as you shop for the week ahead. This will give your friends and neighbors the opportunity to get what they need as well. Our supply chains are strong. Deliveries are being made throughout the day, and our associates are here every step of the way. It's not always going to be perfect, but together we'll make it through this. So let's be safe. Let's be calm. Let's be kind. Visit Publix.com for all the latest information.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Can I get a captain?
Captain and what?
Captain and Ginger.
I can't hear you.
Captain and Ginger.
He was a captain and ginger. Captain and ginger. He was a captain and ginger.
Captain Morgan, official partner of Major League Soccer.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
If you missed Chirping the Cats Radio with David Dwork, then you missed this.
Through the 2017-18 season, Barkov was 54% success rate in shootouts, 19 for 35. 19 shootout goals through the first 4 or 5 years of his career. Since then, Bupkis. I mean, he used to be the guy that came out with some of the most inventive, crazy moves. You remember that one where he slapped his stick on the ice with just leaving the puck alone for going backhand? I want to say it was on Marc-Andre Fleury. I mean, he's turned goalies inside out. He can use a move more than once. Clearly, somebody told him that about the backhand move. Seems to be the go-to. And I mean, I asked Barkov about it.
You're listening to OnsideRadio.com. Catch up anytime by downloading the MyTuner Radio app. OnsideRadio.com, South Florida's true hometown station.
All right, we're back. Way late here because we're already supposed to start.
How dare you? It's still your time, bro, not mine. Don't worry
It's
about it.
our time, baby. It's
Our time.
As Mr. Hond would say. Teron Davenport, Donovan Campbell, and Randy McMichael, we thank them as always. And Tito, great work. You know, Dono, I thought about you because we were talking about Amanda Nunes after this weekend, how dominant she is.
Yeah.
And so the sixth-ranked fighter at the is it bantamweight, I think it is?
Yeah, Juliana Pena.
Yeah, she has got some words for Amanda Nunes. Go ahead, play it, Tito.
It's true. I do want to fight Amanda Nunes, and I don't know. It's Monday. Hopefully they're in the lab working on matchmaking and working on the next fights and what's coming up in the future. And hopefully I'm on that discussion list. I talked to Dana. He said that they're going to work on it.
So?
She's good. You know, the thing is, nobody is beating Amanda Nunes. Juliana Pena, though, really good wrestler, good submission artist. She could maybe push Amanda Nunes into the second round. She's not bad to look at either.
Good looking, yeah.
She's not bad to look at either. So that wouldn't be a bad fight.
I feel sorry for her because her face is going to get damaged.
Yeah, like Pena's only 2-2 in her last 4 fights, which is a little surprising because I think she's better than that. But still, there's not a whole lot of women that Nunes hasn't recently beat up. So it'd be good to get some new blood in there. And it wouldn't be a terrible fight. I don't think there's really any great fight out there for Nunes because she's so much better than the competition. But I think Pena deserves it.
Yeah, we need to build a cyborg that maybe could fight Nunes. I don't know.
Even Chris Cyborg fought Nunes and lost to her. So even the actual cyborg.
Yeah, we need a real cyborg now. What do you got going today, bro?
Well, we're going to talk with Ruthie Polinsky at 3:30. To talk some local sports with her, the sports anchor for NBC6. We're going to talk some Florida Panthers. So impressed with the Cats last night. George Richards from Florida Hockey Now is going to do. He was so good, and I'm so happy for him.
That might have been the best saves he's had since he's been here.
It's the Columbus factor. Like if we could play the Blue Jackets 82 times a season, Bob would give up like 50 goals in an 82-game season. Like, he's that good against Columbus. So George Richards will join us, and we're going to talk some Champions League and some MLS with our friend Thomas Rongan at 5:20. We always love to bring Thomas on a Wednesday after 2 days of Champions League action. I've got some action in those games today, so wish me luck.
Shocker. And we thank everybody for tuning in and watching us on YouTube and Twitch and downloading all the apps like radio.net. We love you all. Stay tuned. Man of the Match is next.
We'll be right back to the Man of the Match with Alex Dano. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
We live in challenging times, and we understand you have questions about how you're going to take care of your family and yourself. Well, you can trust the Publix is doing everything possible to help. Our stores continue to be open. We're busy restocking as quickly as we can. But please remember to think of others as you shop for the week ahead. This will give your friends and neighbors the opportunity to get what they need as well. Our supply chains are strong.